Captain Harrigan's coming with Colonel Binghamton. Colonel Harry's coming with... boy, you better get out of here.
All right, Chuck. Don't blow a gasket. Ladies and gentlemen, battle stations. Now then, in Italian, students, it's buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Look at this, Colonel. Did you ever see anything so disgusting?
It's a disgusting.
Buongiorno, Colonel. Good day, sir, and Captain Binghamton. And you come to join our class, sir?
Yeah, boy, you'd really like it, sir. We've learned buongiorno and buonsera and bonita, and we have crackers and milk at nap time.
Don't you bono me, you dodo. Did you ever in your whole... Is this disgraceful?
You're right. This is the dullest orgy I've ever seen.
Orgy, sir? Why, this is our weekly language class, yes, in order to promote a good civilian relationship. For example, grazie, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, cut that out. You're not going to fall for this, are you?
Fall for what? Well, I think this class is a wonderful idea, McHale. I didn't know you spoke the language.
Well, I try to speak at it, sir. See, my mother was from Italy, and, matter of fact, I still have relatives up north. Who cares about his relatives? Who cares about that?
As you were, Binghamton. Don't you ever dare give me a false report like this again. Telling me there's trouble, wasting my time. The next time you have a complaint, I want to hear it in Italian.
I might have known this would be your idea of an orgy. Don't you ever get out?
You know, McHale, I've always wanted to learn the language.
Oh, yes, sir. Please be seated, sir. All right, class. Thank you. Grazie. Grazie. Telling you, Carpenter, you ever put me in a spot like this again, I'll have your hide. But sir, they're always seeing things. They're having an orgy. They're having an orgy. Oh, watch out, Captain. Watch out for what? What happened here? Why didn't you warn me?
I tried to tell you so, but you wouldn't listen.
There he is, Carpenter. Grab him.
No,
This man.
sir.
They tried to run down his commanding officer. You're assassin, you murderer.
Assassin, murderer.
You heard about his confession. Arrest him.
Yes. Oh, sir, it's Quartermaster Christie.
I
One
don't
of
care
McHale's
who he
men.
is. He's too small to be in the Navy.
But, Captain, it wasn't my fault. You didn't look where you were going. You just stepped right out in front
I
of the
don't
jeep.
care
I was
about
driving
that.
it.
Arrest this man.
Sir,
What is it?
that isn't him. He's here. This
I
one.
don't care.
That one.
That man. Wait a minute. Arrest this sneak. They're all in this thing together. Throw them out on the brig. What?
All right, boys, gather around. Now, this is it. Christie's being held in the clink about here, right?
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Now, we start tunneling right here.
Now, just what are you blockheads up to?
We blockheads came up with an idea to spring Christie.
See, we're going to dig a tunnel from here to jail.
I see. Now, let's see. You're going to dig. And how many shovels you got?
5, Skip.
You got about a mile and a half to go. I'd say that Christie would just about be ready for retirement by the time you guys make it.
Right, just I told you blockheads it wasn't any good.
But, Skip, we can't just stand around and do nothing.
Exactly. That's why you're going to have to leave everything to your old Uncle Dudley.
What do you mean?
Hold it, boys. Hold it. Now, look. The way I have it figured is the only guy that can get Christie off the hook is the Colonel. Now, since I can't get a phone line through to Naples, I'm going to have to go after him, right?
But wait a minute, Skip. We're all restricted to the base.
You'll be AWOL.
Exactly, but if you guys cover for me, nobody will ever know. Now, look, Chuck, you're in charge, and don't you monkeys get out of line. And I don't want one bit of trouble.
Skip, we'll be just as good as if you were here.
You have to be a lot better than that. Don't worry, Skip. I'll keep my eye on them. These guys won't get out of my... All right, boys, let's get the stuff off the truck and onto the boat. Now, let's move it. We haven't got all day on the double.
I played a little easy, Mr. Parker. You don't want a mutiny on your hands.
Right. Mutiny. Oh, no, wait a minute. I mean, is there talk? The guys were... Oh, very funny, very funny. Just get the stuff on board, will you? The talking lamp is out. Hey, will you be careful with the eggs?
Who needs careful? They're powdered.
Well, I don't want powder all over the deck. And stop arguing.
Brother, when's the skip getting back?
Yeah, that's... All right. No talking in the ranks.
Qui
Nice guys, always.
qui a Voltafiore, sì? Il suo nome è Quinton McHale.
Hey, there's a... Say, Mr. Parker? Oh, no, nothing. I was just... say, Gruber. Yes. Take over.
I guess the strain of command is too much for Mr. Parker.
Ma che cos'è con questo uffa?
Hey, hi, Skip. Boy, you sure got back in a hurry.
Ehi,
What do you got?
chi è questo qui?
Che ne sacci? Un americano pazzo.
Che pazzo!
Hey, Skip, what's with the disguise, anyway? Oh, I get it. Top secret, huh?
Ma cos'è questa cosa è questo di occhio, eh? Cos'è?
Un poco stonato, mi crede.
Hey, Skip, you get to see the Colonel?
Che ha detto? Che colonel? Che?
Oh, I get it. Can't talk, huh? Okay. I'll play dumb.
Non sei inglese, porca la miseria, non mi dica. Cos'è questo qui?
Scusami, my name is Dominic Ronaldo.
Don't you know you're not supposed to use your real name?
And this man is Giuseppe Maggiori.
Sì, il mio nome è Giuseppe Maggiori, io sono il cugino del commendatore McHale.
He's looking for his cousin, yeah? Commander Quinton McHale.
Comandante Quinton McHale.
His mother and his father is the brother. All of the same family, all connect up, you know?
Hi, Skipper. What's with the phony clothes?
Shh. Undercover work. Top secret.
No. She's no secret. He's no skip. He's looking for his cousin, Commander McHale.
Comandante Quinton McHale di Voltafiore, sì. La mia mamma è venuta di Carpi Modena.
Goodness. That's terrific, Iprisque.
Cos'è con questo...
No, non make with the eye, no. Dammi la lettera, Giuseppe, la lettera.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Vedete adesso.
I'll show you. Yeah. Oh. Dear Angelo. Angelo, he's the papa.
Angelo, il mio papà. Eccolo.
Aspetta. Here it is. My son is Commander Quinton McHale.
Comandante Quinton McHale, il mio cugino che è venuto... La mia mamma è venuta di Carpi.
Station in Voltafiore.
Voltafiore, proprio qui.
Yeah, if you find him, say hello.
Ah, sì, allo! Allo!
Then he really isn't the skipper. Oh, boy, you sure fooled me.
How about that? He's just a lanceman. Pleased to meet you, cuz. So you're the cousin of Commander McHale.
Sì, cugino. Io sono il cugino di Quinton McHale. La mia mamma è venuta di Carpi, Modena. Il mio papà di Torino. Mamma mia, quando lo vedo, ti braccio.
We better be getting back, Mr. Parker.
Yeah. Gee, boy, well, look, if I see a skipper, I'll tell him you're looking for him.
Ma dove vanno adesso?
Allora,
un momento, signori, non mi porta con lei per vedere il mio cugino sopra la barca?
No, look, you don't understand. We have to go back to the war, see? So long.
Hey, what's with the skipper?
Look at that getup.
Wonder how I made out with the Colonel.
Couldn't have been good. He broke him down with an Italian fisherman.
All right, you guys, come on, let's quit standing around and let's go.
Voglio vedere il mio cugino, dove sta McHale?
Hey, Skip, why don't you get back?
What's the bit?
What is it, Italian Halloween?
We got news for you guys. This ain't the skipper.
What? Gruber's right. All right, now look, it's like we told you, see? You can't come with us, see? Well, so why don't you just go away? Shoo. Yeah. Come on, boys, let's move.
Hey, Danny, now, wait a minute. You're putting us on.
It's his twin if it ain't him.
Oh, it's gotta be.
It's the skipper's cugino on his mother's side.
Ah sì, cugino, il McHale è il mio cugino. Dov'è?
Okay, so the skipper's your cousin. Now be a nice paisan
on and get off the boat. Pronto, quick. Come on.
Hey!
Excuse me, Mr. Parker, but we better take him with us and leave before old Leadbottom gets here and finds the skip's missing.
Huh? Yeah. Maybe you're right, Burge. Okay, look, everybody, get your stations, start the engines, and let's move out.
He's a casino! Casino!
Mi portano a trovare il mio cugino McHale! Hey, casino! Oh, everything's lovely in Volta.
Excuse me, sir.
You watch where you're going, Elroy?
Sir, I was enjoying a song recital so much I wasn't looking.
Boy, never mind. I'm so happy today that not even you can bother me.
Oh, thank you.
Well, let's press on to McHale's base, shall we? Avante, avante.
Sir, couldn't you tell me now what your plan is?
I could, Elroy, if you'll just quit panting.
Oh, sir.
I'm going to require McHale and his men to be character witnesses at the court-martial of Christopher.
Well, sir, I don't see what that has to do with anything.
You don't see?
No.
You don't see? Don't you understand? They're bound to perjure themselves. Then we'll have the whole caboodle of them.
Oh, sir, that is the most underhanded, vicious, evil plan I ever heard of, sir.
Thank you, Elroy. Rather like it myself.
Drive on.
Well, Binghamton finds out that we got a civilian on our base.
Stop your worrying, Mr. Parker.
We'll just keep stashed till the skipper gets back.
I sure hope the skip gets through to the colonel. Yeah, Christie's goose is cooked.
Il mio cugino, dov'è?
Look, he's not here. Not here. See? Well, we're gonna have to hide him.
Condition red! Condition red! Binghamton coming! Sure lucky you get back in time, Skipper-san.
Ma questo qui è un giapponese. Cosa fa qui?
Oh, come on, Skip. This is no time for joke. You better put your uniform on first.
Now, look, you guys, we gotta get out of here and on the double. Now, Avanti, I think. Avanti, moving.
Avanti, avanti. Dove andiamo? Hey!
Will somebody tell me what's going on?
You'd never believe it. Fuji, beat it. Take off.
Porca la miseria. Dov'è il mio cugino?
Sure.
Put him in the skipper's tent and tell him to be quiet.
Oh, allo! Io non vedo il mio cugino. Andiamo.
Silenzio! Shush, quiet. Silenzio.
Oh, capisco. Ma la parola è silenzio!
Hey, will you keep him quiet in there?
Parker.
Oh, howdy, Captain.
Oh, howdy, Captain, you. What's the matter with you? Have you added deafness to your other deficiencies?
Oh, no, sir. As a matter of fact, good hearing runs in our family, yeah. Why, you know, when I was a little boy, I used to answer dog whistles.
That's good training, because I have a problem for you. How are you at fetching?
Huh?
I want you to fetch McHale.
Oh, that's very funny, sir. Oh, you do get off a good
Shut up. Well, Fido, you're still standing there. Fetch McHale or I'll braid your tail for you.
What'd you say?
McHale. McHale!
McHale, il mio cugino.
McHale?
Oh,
I'm gonna get it. Keep him quiet. The captain wants to see the skipper.
Yeah, we heard. Ma che succede qui? Mamma mia!
There's mine right here, too.
McHale, you get out here.
Oh, boy, I wish there was some way that the skipper could get through to us.
Hey, I think he just did. Look. You mean? Come here, Giuseppe. Come here. All right. Shh. Easy, Giuseppe. What do you think?
Hey, boy, in that outfit, he'd be a dead ringer for the skipper. Hey, do you really think we could?
Perfect.
Ma che succede qui?
Yeah, sure. All he has to do is open his mouth and we're dead.
We could say he's got laryngitis and that he can't talk.
Sure, and all he's got to go out there is just wave at Leadbottom.
McHale, you get out here on the double or I'm coming in.
Well, he's come. All right, look. All right, we got to do it. You get him in that outfit and I'll stall Binghamton. Look, you go along with this. For favor, see, a joke. You put on the outfit and you'll see your casino, okay?
Casino, okay?
Howdy again.
Howdy, my foot. Where's that overgrown 8-ball? Where is he? Where is he?
Well, you see, sir, we just, say your Jeep got a little messy coming over here. Listen, why don't you let the boys not clean it up for you? Hey, boys, take her first. Come on, boys, let's check the water and oil in
Wait
here.
a minute. I don't want the Jeep fixed. Just keep away. Don't touch the
Don't worry,
Jeep.
sir, we'll have it. No,
Don't touch it.
Let it go.
I don't want the Jeep touched.
Check the water and oil out of here, boys.
Don't touch the Jeep, I
Wait,
said.
we're not through.
I don't care whether you're through or not. Don't touch the Jeep. Just don't
leave the Jeep alone, boys.
Lay that foot down there. There's something going on around here. I'm going to find out. McHale!
Well, wait a minute, sir. You can't go in there. I forgot to tell you, sir. He's sick.
I know that. Where is he?
No, sir. You don't understand. He's contagious.
Contagious?
Yeah, he's got infectious laryngitis. Yes, sir. Can't talk. Yes, sir. Of course, maybe he's not too weak to wave. I'll ask him. Skipper! The captain's here. You want to wave to him? Well, you're pretty lucky if he waves to you. Yes, sir. Hadn't waved to anybody in hours. Very weak.
Look. Man, we better let him stick his head out.
Now, look, you wave, you no talk, okay? That's it.
If he doesn't come out of there this minute... Hey.
Hi, Skipper. That's Skipper.
What was that? Why were those two men holding him up?
Why? Well, he's weak as a kitten. I told you he's been sick. Yeah, he got that laryngitis thing. So, look, if there's anything I can do for you, I'd be more than happy.
Something you can do for me. You can get out of my way. That's what you can do for me.
Oh, wait a minute, sir. As officer of the day, I'm going to have to ask you, halt, who goes there?
Who goes there? Have you gone out of your mind?
What's the password?
The password is get out of my way or I'll have you hung for insubordination in a combat zone.
Well, that seems like it. Yes, sir.
I recognize it. All right, McHale, come out of there. That's an order. All right, funny man. Looks to me like all you're suffering from is an advanced case of hangover, right?
See, he can't say anything. He's got that laryngitis.
Shut up,
no words.
shut up. No words. All right, the hijinks are over around here. I want to know what's going on. Now start talking, McHale.
Sì, McHale, il mio cugino lo voglio trovare, sai dov'è?
You there? Thought you said he couldn't talk. Wait a minute, what are you babbling about?
Il mio cugino, McHale, voglio trovare Quinton McHale.
Uh-huh. You're drunk, aren't you? You're drunk. Just look at you. You're a disgrace. And look at that. You need a haircut.
Hey! Perché mi fa così? Mi tiri capando.
Hold it, Skip. Hold it. No, he didn't mean it. See, he works out that way.
All right, did you see that?
I saw.
Oh, we'll slap him in irons.
Oh, no, yeah, honestly. You're sorry. Sorry.
Ma porca la miseria, prima mi fa così e dopo mi tiri I capelli. Ti do un creppo, sai?
Don't you touch me, McHale. You stop it with that Italian gibberish.
Well, he can't speak English, sir.
What?
I mean, he's Italian, see, so he...
Somebody spike your cornflakes.
So you see what Mr. Parker means is the Skip thinks he's Italian. He's suffering from battle fatigue. And a little rest, he'll be good as new.
Yeah, I like what he said. What he said after...
Oh, really? Battle fatigue, huh?
Sì, c'ho una lettera qui che mi dice McHale a volte fiore.
Yes, he is acting strangely. And you know something? He even looks a little weirder than usual. Roy, this is even better than I planned. Battle fatigue. Let's take him in.
We'll take him in? Oh, no. Now, we've got to keep him here. He needs his rest.
Does he? Well, he'll get all the rest he needs on the hospital ship on the way back to the United States, Elroy.
All right, Commander, let's go. Avanti.
Vediamo. Va bene.
In the back.
Va via.
No, look,
Porca la miseria, sempre quello più
Any luck getting through the skipper?
No, every phone line to Naples is still out.
Oh, boy. Now, what'd you find out, Group?
We're in big trouble. That hospital ship out in the bay is shipping out for the States in an hour, and Leadbottom is putting Giuseppe on it.
Oh, brother, now we're really finished.
Unless we put the snatch on Giuseppe.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, but where's old Leadbottom keeping him?
Oh, they got him locked up there on the second floor. They got a chance in the world of... Wait a minute. Unless
what?
I just remembered my old vaudeville days. I escaped out of many a second-floor hotel room. Sure. Look, we can do it. Mr. Parker, you go stall Binghamton and leave the rest to us. On your way.
Right.
Hello, fellas. Here's what we do. First thing...
Wait a minute. I'm in charge here, right? All right, men. Well, do what he says.
Don't waste any time. The first thing...
This is my Declaration of Independence. McHale's, Transfer papers back to the States. On your way, Elroy.
Oh, boy. Look, Captain, I'm sure that we could wait on this. I don't see why...
Yes, I can wait, Parker. I can wait about 47 minutes. That's when the hospital ship starts its trip back to the United States. What a day. It's like a gift coming down from the heavens. What are you doing? What is with that? What are you doing?
The flies in here, sir. Yes, sir.
I
think I got one. Want to hear it? See it?
I don't hear a thing. Get your fist out of my ear.
Yes, sir. Sorry. There goes another one, sir. Yeah, must be those Italian flies. You know, those green zucchini flies. Yeah, about that long.
Have you gone ape or something?
Get stuck.
Hey, maybe I could send you back to the States on that hospital ship. You don't think you're an Italian, do you, Paisano?
Italian? Oh, no, Capitano. Captain. No, it's just the flies. You know, the one might be a carrier. You know, here, I think you got one on your glasses. I'll fix it.
Put those glasses back. Where did you, Parker? Parker! Put those glasses back on. What's the matter with you?
Thought you might get some larvae on them.
For goodness sake with the larvae. If a fly bothers you so much, I'll open the window and let him out.
No. I'd rather have them in here. You know, you want to keep some of them friends in case you want to fight the others.
Touch me like that again, and I'll give you a good one. Get out of my office.
Captain, it's Commander McHale. He's not in his room. He's gone.
He's gone? Well, get the guards. Get the Marines. Get everybody. Yes. We gotta get him back. Get the fly.
Yes, sir, Colonel. The captain seems to be under a terrible strain, sir. Why, it seems like he's cracking up. Well, can you imagine? Why, he thought that a simple splashing by a jeep was an attempt on his life.
Yeah, well, he may be a little flaky at that. He thought that little language course of yours was a Roman orgy.
All right, Doctor, you send out a red alert. I don't want that hospital ship to pull out before we get McHale. Wait a minute. There he is. Keep me covered.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, McHale, don't move. No move, signore.
What is the meaning of this, Binghamton?
It's McHale. He's a dangerous kook, but I had him locked up, but he escaped. How'd you get away, didn't you, Goomba?
From what? Captain, you haven't been out in the sun again now, have you?
Don't you pull that phony English line on me, McHale. You know you can't speak English. He's an Italian, you know.
He's a what?
He's an Italian. Thinks he's an Italian. Speaking Italian to me all day. It's been very sick, this man. Sick. Now this multi-benny and mulchus nocis and stuff like that.
Binghamton, have you lost your marbles? McHale has been with me since yesterday.
See what I mean, Colonel?
How could he be with you when he's been with me?
Are you calling me a liar?
Yes. No. That is, I felt it. Didn't you? How did you get your hair cut so fast? How'd you do that?
All right. Easy, boy, easy. Captain Binghamton, I suggest that you take a nice, long rest for yourself. That is, after you drop those inane charges against Quartermaster Christopher.
But
Do you understand? Or would you like me to tell it to you again in Italian?
And in Italian, it sounds like this. Piano, ragazzo, piano.
No, that's enough. No, I capisce. Elroy, take me away. I need a buono resto, a longo nido, needy, a funiculi, funicular.
Mio cugino! Il mio cugino! Mio cugino! Mio cugino!
I'll be right back, Carpenter. Before I go on my sick leave, I want to say goodbye to McHale.
Boys, I'd like to propose a little toast. For my cugino. Per il mio cugino. Alla salute.
Oh, McHale, how does this go? Two McHales? I'm sicker than I thought.
No money. Yeah, Skip, you realize we hadn't been paid since we left the Pacific?
You ought to go into man's our bank pay from Binghamton.
We haven't.
Hey, guys, I almost got stove fixed.
Oh, boy. Well, they say smoke chip thief isn't too bad.
My dinner is ruined.
Oh, brother, it looks like we're going to have to see Binghamton after all. Well, while we're gone, the rest of you guys, start scraping that marinara sauce off that overhead. Come on.
War is a sticky business. But don't be afraid, my love. Though I have gone for days without sleep or food. Excuse me, dear, a little perspiration on the lip. I've gone, yes. My determination has not been eaten away. I remain cool-headed, fearless, and courageous.
Yeah, Captain!
Don't shoot, I surrender.
Captain, it's only me, Elroy.
Well, you dodo. Come in. You know, I could have killed you.
With deviled eggs, sir?
Well,
I don't... Oh, yes, you're very right, sir. That was a very close call, and I'm terribly sorry. But, sir, you see, the Germans just evacuated San Marello, and I was lucky enough to pick up all these war souvenirs.
What do I care about your stupid war souvenirs? You come goose-stepping in here like that, and I'm... Hey, these are kind of interesting, aren't they? But say, Pumpkin would love these, I'll bet.
Yeah, I'm sure she would, sir, but I brought them back for myself.
You brought them, but don't you know there are regulations against looting?
Well, yes, sir, but you're the only one I told, and I know you would never...
Oh, wouldn't I? I've got to confiscate these.
You would.
I certainly would. Of course, I could see my way clear to dropping the charges if you'd take a picture of me to send home, huh?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, there I go.
Then would you take a picture of me, sir? My mother keeps an album.
Of what? All right, you Amerikaner Schweinhund. Achtung, wach schnell, wach schnell.
It's a crow!
No, Chuck!
Go, give up.
Break it off. Will you knock it off?
Take your hands off the cat.
What in thunderation going on here? Colonel Harrigan, Colonel Harrigan.
Hi, Colonel. I just captured a German.
Come on, get up there. Attention.
That's our
Will you cut it out already? It's the captain.
Yeah. Captain Binghamton, when'd you change armies?
Changer, I'll give you a knock tongue, you...
Hold it, Binghamton. Boy, with a navy like this, who needs enemies?
Oh, well, you see, sir, he didn't know. When he saw the helmet and then the Luger, why...
Now then, Captain, just what are these items?
Oh, well, that's a gun, Colonel. I mean, this is a German war souvenir. I picked these up in San Marello. The Germans were hot-footing it out there, and I stopped them. I took these things away from them single-handed.
No, sir, I was the one who went to San Marello, and I picked up the... Oh!
Ooh, back in your mother's album.
Captain, don't you know that these items are war contraband and that looting is strictly against regulations?
Looting? Contraband?
I've heard enough, Binghamton. Now, this is a flagrant violation of the Articles of War, and I will have to so inform the General.
Well, they're not mine, Colonel. They're his.
Oh, no, sir, you said they were yours. You can... You said they were
No, you don't. I'm taking this contraband in myself. Yes, sir. And from now on, San Marello is strictly off limits to all personnel. Do I make myself clear? Any film come with this, boy?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You're right on the ball, boy. T2 just might want to take a look at this stuff. Ta-ta. And for heaven's sake, Wally, try and get with it for a change, will you? I mean, take an example from McHale here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Example from McHale, that cheap, sniveling, conniving. I like to tell him a thing or two.
I'll get him for you, sir.
You do, and I'll break your arm.
How about what's this, sir? We've got something real important to talk to you about. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You realize, sir, that it's been over 3 months since we've been paid?
If he wasn't so close to the general, I'd tell him a thing or two, believe me. What are you telling me about being paid for? I don't know. I'm not the paymaster.
Well, then maybe get her fired, sir. I mean, after all, I like my unemployment insurance.
Well, I'll fix it so you can get some sick leave.
Sir. I thought perhaps you could put in an emergency request, for our back pay so my boys could...
Negative. Now go back to your base and take this Sea Scout dropout with you.
Yes, sir. And thank you very much, sir. Come on. Oh, and may I add, sir, I think you're a real, sterling, commanding officer. Yes, sir.
Well, I don't think so. I think wearing that Nazi helmet went to your head.
Hey, here comes another one. Hey, get ready.
I says no object.
Oh, man, this is murder.
We've been standing around here for an hour and we can't even stop a Jeep.
Yeah, I guess this is a pretty bum idea, Lester.
Yeah, who wants to buy a nip souvenir in Europe?
That's all we got to sell them. We got to raise some loot somewhere. Let me take one more crack at it.
Well, it better be good.
Give me what you got, fool.
Hey, what's the idea, sailor?
I'm so exhausted from making deals, I just had to lay down and rest a minute.
You rested enough to get to the hospital after I run over you?
As a matter of fact, I am. I'm rested up enough to make one more fabulous deal. How would you like to buy this genuine nip helmet? Send it home to your sweetheart.
I haven't got a sweetheart. I'm married.
Well, how about this Harry Carry sword? Just like new. Send another one home to your mother-in-law.
Have you guys flipped? How can we send home Japanese souvenirs? Everybody knows we're fighting in Italy.
So? Tell them the nip landing barge made a wrong turn at Manila.
Yeah, forget it, Swabby. We just came down from San Marello, and that place is loaded with Jerry souvenirs. For free.
Free?
Can you imagine those Jerry's giving that stuff away for nothing?
It's unfair to the small businessman.
You're right. Start packing, guys.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why?
We're off to corner the German souvenir market. It's goodbye, Banzai. Hello, Achtung.
Hi, Pooch. Hey, where's the boys?
Oh, they get truck and go up to San Marello.
What?
They go to find the souvenirs to sell.
Oh, boy, I hope they get enough so we can get a decent meal in town. Boy, I'm starved.
Ooh, those stupid meatballs.
Hey, meatballs.
Doggone it. Now, San Marcello's on the seacoast. Well, we can make it up there better with a boat. I tell you what. Oh, boy, between German patrols and Harrigan's MPs, they got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel.
Hey, bananas.
¿Qué pasa? Me go too?
Yeah, you better come along, too. If Binghamton ever finds you here, our goose will be cooked.
Hey, a goose, that'd be good.
Let's see. Come on, let's get... Oh, boy, if ever they've done anything this is the most stupid thing they've ever done. Oh, this one takes the cake.
Cake? Boy, you sure know how to hurt a guy.
But, sir, do you really think you should take a chance on going to San Marello? After all, Colonel Harrigan did put it off limits.
Well, of course he did. If you were in charge of Fort Knox, would you turn it into a key club?
No, I don't think so, sir. After all, if anyone were to spill one cocktail on all that gold, it might do some damage.
Sergeant, where the devil is my Jeep?
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain, but Colonel Harrigan's Jeep was out of order, so he borrowed yours.
Oh, he did? Well, that's all right. As long as he did... He borrowed... Well, that no good, dirty crap.
Sir.
What?
That's much better for you. Now you can take the truck.
What do I want with the truck? I can't go sneaking around in a big, klutzy truck. German sniper, Sergeant. You see, I'm on a secret scouting mission.
Very secret. Sir, with the truck, you can bring back a lot more of those souvenirs.
Captain, I don't get all this. I already give you the truck today.
I know you did. I know. You run a very efficient motor pool. The truck, you did what?
Oh, Captain, you signed the requisition right here, and then Gruber and the crew of the PT-73 took the truck.
Gruber and the 73 did what?
They took the truck.
They took the truck. They're going to sell it, Elroy. Is there a used car lot around here? Have you got a smiling Italian?
Captain, them guys told me that you assigned them to do a recon down at San Marello.
San Marello, Captain, did you hear that? They're going down there and steal your...
I told you how many times, don't you? With that? All right, Sergeant, you're dismissed. Go away. Scat.
Sir, sir, you've really got them now. I'll go find Colonel Harrigan and report the 73 crew at once.
Hold it. Do I have to put you on hush again?
But, sir, if we tell the Colonel, he'll go right to San Marello and he'll catch them right...
First crack at the souvenirs is what he'll do.
We won't tell him
that.
No.
We'll wait right here for McHale and his pirates. We'll put them under arrest when they'll have the booty, and we will get first crack at the looty.
Sir, you're very funny.
I'm so happy I could dance. Well, what's the matter with you people? Don't you have any friends of your own? Move on.
This is San Marello, huh?
Looks like our old neighborhood after a rumble.
I hope the Jerry's are gone. I hate litter bugs.
Have no fear. As civic-minded public servants, it's our duty to clean up, if you know what I mean. So, fan out. Let's go.
Food. Now, San Marcello's right through those woods. I'm going to have to get those hammerheads out of there before the Germans spot them, or they'll be sitting ducks.
Oh, boy, roast duck with orange sauce.
Will you knock off the menus already? Now, Now, look, you stay here and Fooch, get below and stay out of sight. And remember, this is no man's land, so stay on your toes.
Aye, aye, sir.
What a haul.
Please start on the war surplus store. Think the size of this cartridge belt.
This Jerry's got to be either a fast shooter or a big eater.
Oh, Skip, you gave us a scare there for a minute.
Hi, Skip. Welcome to Souvenir City.
It's a shopper's paradise.
No cash, just carry.
Well, look, boys, drop everything and get back to the ship. You guys want to get yourself killed? Now, come on, let's go.
But, Skip, these are the spoils of war.
What do you want to do, spoil our game?
I'm going to spoil you, you schlockmeisters. You're here to fight a war, not get souvenirs. Rouse, get out of that thing. Get out of there.
Arrogant. McHale, what are you doing here?
Well, I was just about ready to ask you the same question, sir.
Oh, what question was that?
What are you doing here in San Marello?
Oh. Me, I'm up here, risking my neck, clearing out these souvenirs, so that nobody will be tempted to break the rules. It looks like I'm just a little too late, pardon me, sailor, to save you boys from a court-martial.
Oh, come on, Colonel.
Give us a break. Yeah, maybe we can work something out, sir.
Forget it, McHale. You know the regulations about looting. I will not have it. Now, I want you to load all this evidence in my Jeep. Let's get going.
But, sir, the only reason we're picking this stuff up is, well, for pizza money.
Yeah,
right?
you see, they haven't been paid, so their money was delayed.
That's no excuse, McHale, but I'll think about it. Now, come on, let's get this stuff in my Jeep. See, that would make a wild ashtray.
All right, come on, boys. Let's load this stuff up in the Colonel's Jeep. Achtung! Colonel! Achtung!
You can holler at me in 7 different languages, McHale. It won't do any good.
Etzley Amscray.
Go, guys! Now, can't you boys keep things quiet? Don't you understand we're an enemy? Oh, boy.
Stand away from the clock. Line up, mach schnell. What are we gonna do?
Say your prince ain't lining us up for inspection.
You will keep quiet, please.
Mr. Parker, what all that shooting?
I think it's skipping them, boys. They must be in trouble. I gotta go help. All right, now don't panic. Just coop keel it. Go on. I told those guys to put these Japanese souvenirs away. All right, give me those grenades. Okay, look. I'm gonna go and try and rescue them.
I go with you.
Huh? Oh, no, you can't. You gotta stay here and watch the boat. I'm swearing you in as an American sailor. Raise your right hand. Anchors away. You're in.
Commander?
My name is Lieutenant Commander Quentin McHale, and my serial number is...
I'm not interested in your serial number, Schweinhund. Now, as for you, Colonel.
Well, hi there. Now, look here, Corporal. There's no sense in getting hard-headed about this. I want to tell you, you and your patrol are completely surrounded.
Umgaben! You think we fall for that old trick, huh? Well, no more jokes or you're a dead colonel.
You didn't like it, huh? Well, just trying to relieve the tension.
Hey, give me back my hat. Let go of my watch.
Give me the wallet back. There's nothing in it.
Hey, get your hands off my belt.
Hier zu kämpfen und nicht alle denken einkassieren.
Skip, what's he saying? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he says they're here to fight a war, not collect souvenirs.
All right, quiet!
Oh, boy. I better do something. Should have oiled it. Better get help.
happening, Mr. Parker?
Oh, boy, that Skip and the rest of the guys are in big trouble.
Oy vey!
Yeah, you know what happened? They got captured by a German patrol.
Oy vey, in space!
Well, look, we gotta go get help.
No time. It's up to us to rescue them. Let's go! Banzai!
Wait a minute, look it. Now, what chance would a PW and an American sailor have against those guys? I mean, after all, if they... Hey, wait a minute. Maybe a Japanese admiral would have a chance. Catch on?
So, sure. I catch. Souvenirs get boys into mishmash. Souvenirs get them out.
Ja, Herr Hauptmann. Alles in den Wagen. All right, prisoners into the truck. Mach schnell, mach schnell.
Weiter, du. Vorwärts.
Into the truck.
Hey, watch who you're shoving there, Buster. I happen to be a full colonel.
Mach schnell, schnell.
All right. I'm snelling just as fast as I can.
Hey, that sounds like a bugle. Who could it be?
8 to 5, it ain't Harry James.
Skip, look. I know. It's, well, hey, fellas, look. It's that famous Japanese admiral now. What's his name? Halt, I shoot.
How dare you threaten our allies? We are on your side. This Admiral Fujiwara, Imperial Japanese Fleet.
I knew it, boys. That's Admiral Fujiwara.
Fujiwara! Yoroshiku. Ah, sure. He learned that in school. And me, Honorable Aide, Ensign Pacarito.
What are Japanese officers doing here in Italy?
Well, yes, yeah. Well, you see, we come over on honorable submarine to view honorable Italian campaign. We honorable guests of Honorable Admiral von Resnitz.
Like Fleet Admiral von Resnitz?
Ah, honorable same.
This is the weirdest thing I ever heard of.
Say, hey, you who recognize Admiral, what your name?
My name is Lieutenant Commander Quentin McHale, serial number 555555.
Hey, it's Commander McHale. Nani? McHale? McHale da! Banzai! Kill!
No, please. No, Admiral, halt. Ensign, why is Admiral so excited?
Well, you see, Commander McHale caused a lot of trouble with Japanese fleet in Pacific. He sank a lot of boats. Blob, blob. Guys go down still eating. So, Admiral here swear to ancestors that he gonna kill McHale.
No, you gotta protect me. Don't let him do it. No, you mustn't.
He's a wild man. He almost nicked me with that thing. Don't forget the Geneva Convention.
Geneva Convention?
Geneva Convention. Oh, please, Ensign, tell the Admiral he cannot kill the Schweinhunds. I must bring them back to my Capitan.
He's the most vicious, fiendish, cruel officer in the Japanese Navy. Why, they call him Mad Dog Fujiwara.
You ought to see him when he don't eat. All right, all you prisoners, come to submarine with us. And remember, take off your shoes. He's very touchy about that.
Take your shoes off, boys.
Nein, wait, hold. No, don't do that. Please, hold.
Yeah, he's right. Hold.
Now, Colonel, don't fight it.
Well, I will, too, fight it. I ain't never even been in the Pacific. Corporal, you can't turn us over to these savages. We are your prisoners. Now, those are the rules of war.
You got honorable rule book?
Please, tell the Admiral I cannot release my prisoners until I check with my commandant.
He's gonna call his commandant.
Hallo, bitte, hallo.
Was ist los?
Well, like I told you, when Admiral say move out, chop, chop, he mean chop, chop. Yeah, same to you. Well, he say the shoe, German samurai, very brave man. You accept that souvenir samurai sword.
Oh, well, yeah, but I,
You insult House of Fujiwara. Then you accept, see, very fine hand-forged Japanese steel, made of American scrap. Yeah, this at one time, 3rd Avenue L. Lotus handle, mother of pearl. Japanese have very fine mother.
Very nice souvenir, my Liebchen like it.
In return, I take this for souvenir.
Get him, boys! All at my ass at the end of the line.
Somebody tell me Chief, what's going on here? Who are these two kooky-looking nips?
Oh, well, sir, they're two of our men. Pretty clever, eh?
They're both our men?
Yes,
sir. Including the fellow who tried to clobber us with that thing?
Well, that's all part of the act, sir. Yes, well, here, there's Ensign Charles Parker. Show him, Chuck.
Yeah, see, I'm Ensign Parker of the American Imperial Navy.
By George, so it is. Good work, Parker. And this other fella, why, he's even got a better disguise.
Yeah.
Look at those eyes.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, that's Machinist Mate Bell. Yes, sir. Machinist Mate Bell, you and Ensign Parker get back to the boat right away. We'll see you back at the base. Bye-bye.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. How you do, sir?
Just knock off the small talk, McHale. You and your hoodlums are under arrest for stealing a truck, for confiscating war souvenirs. Now, I'm just going to take the evidence while the MPs take you into the brig. Colonel, I'm just putting these men under arrest for looting and for...
Arrest? You mean you're going to arrest these valiant men who helped me capture a German patrol?
They helped you capture it?
Yes. So call off your Cossacks and go write a commendation for McHale and his men.
Commendation?
That's right. And be sure you mention their courage, their imagination, their sheer nerve.
Colonel, since we did help you capture the patrol, is it all right if we keep a few German souvenirs?
Now, wait a minute, Gruber.
That's all right, McHale. I mean, after all, your men deserve a memento of this little skirmish. After all, what's a few souvenirs?
Thank you, sir. Okay, prisoners, out of the truck. March schnell. Quick. Easy, Fritz. I'll take the helmet. Onward. Put it in stock.
Oh, no, what?
Oh, gee, sir.
Jeez!
Oh, my aching mozzarella.
Oh, my goodness. Sir, I'm here. Oh, there you are, sir.
That's Elroy.
1934.
I needed that. Item 17, conduct unbecoming to military personnel. Item 18, attacking your commanding officer with a platter of spaghetti and tomato sauce.
Oh, correction, sir. Just for the record, it was meat sauce.
What?
Meat sauce.
Oh, meat sauce.
Had a little oregano in it.
Oregano? All right, I want all that in there. Oh, meat sauce. I don't care whatever it was, you deliberately attacked me.
No, sir. It was only an accident. Why, I'll take my word for it, will you, sir?
Yeah, if you won't take his, take mine. That'd be 2 against 1.
I'll give you 2 against your 1, you goof, you. You're through. Do you understand that? I'm not even going to wait for the court-martial. You're going right to the brig. You men, take him away.
Oh, now, Captain, please, sir, look. Wait a minute. Hold.
Stop at the boat. Just stop at the boat. Put him down. Put him down. He gonna stay right here. I need all the witnesses I can get.
Witnesses? What witnesses? This man is going to the brig, and that settles that.
I'm glad you settled that. Now, please, settle this.
What is that?
In my restaurant, you break 1 dish, 1 table, 1 chair, and this is your bill, 800 lira.
800 lira. How dare you charge me anything? I'm the military governor of this one-horse town.
Wait a minute. We also got 4 donkeys and 1 jackass. I'm not mention no names.
I'm gonna mention the names, and the name I'm gonna mention is Merlugato. You're not gonna get a nothing. That's what you're gonna. I take it back. You're gonna get an off-limit sign on that greasy spoon you call a restaurant. That's what you're gonna get.
Off-limits? Oh, no, Captain, you can't close this restaurant, sir.
Not only can I close this restaurant, I'm gonna put an off-limit sign on this whole town. It's gonna be off-limits for all military personnel.
Oh, Calamizere, you can't do this. You can't close my town.
He's got a point there, sir. After all, he is the head of the civilian government here.
That's right.
Mac, can I see you a minute? When I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. And when I ask for it, then you will know it's time to put me away.
Maybe you'd like my opinion.
And you, I'm gonna put away right now. Take this squirrel to a cage.
But now, wait a minute. Yeah, I protest. I got a right to call my lawyer. Can I do a long-distance payphone?
Wait a minute. Just got rid of one dictator.
Yeah.
Get out.
No,
Get out of my
Captain,
office.
wait a minute.
Ma questa cosa è
Fascista.
Come on, boys. This is my office.
Holy jumping Toledo. Will you look at this bargain basement?
And how about these one-armed bandits, huh?
The Italian branch in Las Vegas?
Come on. We're not here to talk about the mayor's enterprises. We're here to figure a way of getting Mr. Parker out of the clink. So come on, let's start thinking.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I got my problems too, McHale. With the town off limits, who gonna eat in my restaurant? With the town off limits, who gonna use my laundry? And with the town off limits, I'm up at the river without a gondola.
Yeah, just because Leadbottom wants to be the greatest military governor since Julius Caesar.
That's right.
Oh, boy, there must be some way to cut this guy down to size.
Hey, it's a Nazi.
Hey,
Who's that?
what is that?
What's it? That's a nice.
Wait a minute,
The problem
who's this?
Oh, this, well, very delicate. The whole family comes to each heirloom. The problem...
Whoa, hey. Since when has there been a German in your family?
German? Oh, yes. The north of Italy, sometime, and the German... Oh, he's a relative on my wife's side.
What's going on?
We got Mr. Wait.
All right. He's the ex-military governor of Voltefiore.
What? You mean you made a statue of a Hun?
Oh, no, me. I don't make, no. My cousin Angelo, he's a sculptor. He make with...
He's a sculptor, yeah, but whose idea was it, eh, amigo?
Well, what's wrong with making a couple of thousand a liter from a pigeon like him? What are you gonna do, sue me?
No. I'm not gonna sue you. I'm just gonna pat you on your lovely little conniving back. That's what I'm going to do.
Pat to my back?
Sure. Tell me, this cousin Angelo of yours, will he play ball with us?
Well, he's not so good a ball player, man. He's a first-class sculptor.
Yeah, but he will do anything you ask, huh?
Oh, anything I ask.
Oh, grazie. Don't worry. There's no file. See?
Oh, well, Carpenter, looks like we're going to have to put up some signs around here that say, please do not feed the animals.
Sir, how about another sign that says Binghamton's Zoo?
No, Roy, don't try and top your commanding officer. Well, Squirrely, I feel safe with you behind bars for the first time in years.
Well, you can't keep me locked up like this. I demand a lawyer.
So, yeah, what are you going to pay him with? Peanuts?
Fine. Oh, and don't take any wooden bananas.
Elroy, you tried it again, Elroy. The signs. Put up the signs.
Yes, sir.
Here he comes now. Now it's really up to us. You ready, Kumbari?
Si, pronto.
Come on. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, but I got problems of my own. You're going to have to work this one out for yourself.
Well, oh, Capitano,
Excuse yourself. You did that on purpose. What are you doing here? I put this town off limits. Now, beat it.
Yes, sir. I was just leaving, sir, yes. But, you see, Mayor Lugato here was just asking me for a little advice.
He was on what? How to heist the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Sir, the mayor here has a real problem, sir.
That's right. It's my cousin Angelo.
Angelo, the sculptor.
Il sculptor.
Yes, you see, he's supposed to be sculpting a very important statue for the town here, but now he can't get started.
Well, who cares if he can't get started? Is there one thing Italy does not need? It's another stupid statue. Now move.
Yes, but you see, you got it all wrong, sir. You see, this is supposed to be a statue of the town's favorite American liberator.
Il liberatore. And we was even thinking of putting it here right in the piazza where everybody could look and see and enjoy.
You know, as all the top brass went by, sir, and congressional delegations and news photographers and... well, what's the use, Mr. Mayor? The captain here doesn't give a hoot, and, well, arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Goodbye. No, wait a minute. Whoa. Now, you know, if there is one thing with which I am vitally concerned, it's the happiness of my people.
Oh, I know that, sir, yes. And you almost had them believing it. As a matter of fact, the town council voted to have you pose for the statue.
Me? Pose for this of the great American... I don't know what to say.
You don't gotta say nothing. No. That was before you put the town off limits. We was even thinking of naming this place Il Piazza Binghamtoni.
Piazza Binghamtoni.
Yeah, but forget it, Captain. After what you did to these poor people, you couldn't even be elected dog catcher.
You betcha my life. And besides, my cousin Pasquale, he's the dog catcher.
Well, arrivederci.
Arrivederci, capitano. Come si dice in Italiano? Ciao.
Mayor.
Tough luck, sir. Tough luck. I could have seen you as the greatest military governor in the European theater of war. But can't win them all, can you, sir? Bye-bye, Captain. Bye-bye.
McHale, wait a minute. McHale, wait. McHale, no, don't start. Hello, wait, McHale. I love the people of Montefiore. They love me. Statue. Piazza Binghamtoni. Oh, Wally, there's no telling where this could lead. A national hero. That's what I'd be. Immortal in my own time. Admiral Wallace B. Binghamton, the great American liberator. I'd be famous. My picture would be all over. Who knows what honors a grateful nation would bestow on its new Lincoln.
Binghamton. Wake up, sir. Wake up. Captain. Oh, Captain.
Oh, Elroy. What are you doing here in Mount Rushmore, Elroy? What are you doing interrupting my siesta anyway? What do you want?
I came to report, sir. Mission accomplished. I have posted off-limit signs on every business establishment in this town, sir.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes.
Why would you do a stupid thing like that?
Well, you told me to, sir. You gave me distinct orders to crack down on this entire town. To quote you, sir, this is an occupied village, not an Italian geisha house.
Who would say such a ridiculous thing?
You did, sir.
Well, that's before I was immortal. I mean, do you want everybody in this town to hate me? Me, the gallant leader? Me, a living legend in my own time?
You feel all right.
Of course I feel all right, but I've got to be loved. Don't you understand that? Loved. And I'm not going to let a dodo like you come in between myself and Mount Rushmore. Now, you can ask.
Mount Rushmore? Oh, I can't leave him alone.
Absolutely disgraceful. But disgraceful. I don't know what's the matter with you. Are you trying to bankrupt this town or something? Now, there. Pick up that paper, you litter bug, you. Pick it up. Oh, no, you're soldiers. Wait a minute, soldiers. There, that's all right now, Sonny. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you. Now, I don't want you to pay any attention to these signs. You see, these signs don't mean a thing. Not a thing to these signs. I want you both to stay in town here and have a good time, boys. Have a good time. Spend on me. Buy anything you want. Anything at all. Just have a good time. There you go. There you go.
Oh, it looks like you really swallowed the bait, amigo mio. Now all you got to do is reel him in.
The pleasure is all mine.
Good.
Well, if it isn't my old friend, the mayor. There you, Elroy, who is it?
The mayor.
The mayor. See, everyone knows you, Your Honor. How's everything?
I respect everything. Everything is down the tube since you put my town on off limits.
You think I'd put a fine community like this on it? Would the great liberator do a thing like that to his people, huh? Elroy, he thinks that. The signs. Take the signs down.
right
Elroy.
there, sir.
I know where they are.
Yes.
Take them down, boy. Take them down. That's just a little joke, you know. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. How much do I owe you for the damage to your fine cafe here?
Well, as I recall, it was 945 lira.
Yeah, 945, yes. Well, I'd feel guilty, Your Honor, if I gave you anything less than 1,000 lira.
Oh, that's nice.
Now that that's all settled, what about the statue of the great liberator?
You forget, please, 10% more for the sales tax.
10% for the sales tax? Why not? 10 for the sales. Yes, I can see how that could be. Well, Mayor, shall we go and see your cousin Angelo, the chiseler? I mean, the sculptor?
Oh, sure. There'll be 10% more because I'm his agent, too, see? Come on.
Good agent, too. Mayor, how do you suppose that your cousin will do this? You see, I'm so excited about the whole thing. Do you suppose he'll use marble, or do you think he'll use bronze? Because frankly, I've always seen myself in alabaster.
I see you that way, too.
Captain Binghamton, sir, I can't reach Admiral Lawrence on the scramble phone.
Well, keep trying, you ninny. He wants the Navy to get a citation from the Pentagon. If his statue doesn't do it, I don't know what will. Now get out of here. Didn't move, Angelo. Didn't move.
Hi, Captain. Buongiorno. Don't move. You move it just once more, and I quit.
Don't move. Gee, that's just really beginning to take shape, sir.
Angelo, it's nice.
What do you want, McHale? What do you want?
Oh, well, sir, I just thought I'd drop by because I got a little surprise for you, okay?
No.
Okay, boys.
Hey, boy, that statue looks great. I can almost see the pigeons on it.
That's Parker's voice. What's he doing out of the brig?
Well, sir, since you're the great American liberator, we thought sure you'd like to liberate Mr. Parker.
That's what we told all the guys down at the brig.
You don't have the right to tell him anything. How dare you go over my head like
You move. I quit.
You've got to listen to me, sir. You can't keep Mr. Parker in a brig, sir. How will it look to the people? Your people, the people who love you.
And what about the people who love me, like my mother?
Keep working, Angelo. That's it, Angelo. Very good. McHale, you've gone too far this time. Now, you guys take this man back to his cell. And when the detention ship docks, I'm shipping him out of here in chains.
Detention ship in chains?
That's right. Out with him. Out. Now, Angelo, we're going to have absolute peace from now on.
Look, sir, if you just let me, I promise. Your head, sir.
Skip really let old Lead Bottom have it.
Yeah, well, I only hope he's cooled off since yesterday. Now, stand by.
Could I sneak just a little peek, Maestro? I can hardly wait.
For the 123rd time, please, don't move. Stand still.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Angelo. Oh, my, what a masterpiece. So tall, so wonderful.
Hell, don't just see the do not disturb sign on the door. Come around here where I can see you when I talk to you. What do you want?
Well, sir, I thought now that things are so nice and calm and, the statue's so beautiful and, Mr. Parker did spend a night in a brig and, I thought maybe we could just have a little peace conference.
You're going to get around here where I can see you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Negative on your peace conference. That detention ship leaves at 1600 hours and Parker's going to be on it. And I don't care what you say.
sir. It's Admiral Lawrence. I finally got him on the scramble phone, and he is just dying to hear the news.
What do you want me to do? Yell the news out the window to him? Hold the phone up to my ear. I can't move. Get out of here, McHale. That's an order.
Oh, commissary, this is like trying to work in a bus depot.
Como se va at HQ, Admiral?
When I was in Naples, your aide must have called 50 times.
And with good reason, Admiral. It seems that someone in our ranks is so beloved by the people of Voltafiore that they're going to erect a statue to him. They're going to immortalize him as the great American liberator.
A U.S. Navy man eulogized in stone? Wait till the Army hears about this.
How's that for impressing the Pentagon?
No move, you fathead!
I mean, the unveiling is tomorrow, in case you and the public relations boys are interested.
The press corps and I will be there with bells on.
Thank you, Admiral. Hang up now, Elroy. Did you hear that? He's thrilled.
Oh, good.
No move! No move! No move!
Binghamton statue.
Hey, it's all finished.
Maledetto. Come tomorrow, we move the statue in front of my cafe. Come tomorrow, all of my customers, they get the indigestion.
Oh, stop feeling so sorry for yourself, Mr. Mayor.
Say the word skip and I'll knock his head off. The statue's head, that is.
A lot of good that'd do. He'd just order Angelo to make another head. And Chuck would still be on a detention ship.
That's all right.
Or would he?
You got a plan of spring, Mr. Parker, Skip?
Wait a minute, hold it. This may sound crazy, boys, but Mayor, how fast can your cousin work in a pinch?
Well, it depends how hard you pinch him.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's get a hold of him right away. Hey, Angelo! Angelo!
Well, Admiral Lawrence, you're quite punctual as usual, sir, and you brought all these photographers with you. I didn't think you'd bring so many, Admiral.
Anytime we can put something over on the Army, I want the whole world to know about it, Binghamton.
Sir. The whole world's going to know about it, Elroy.
Oh, I hope so, sir.
I'm going to be as big as Eisenhower, or Halsey, or Betty Grable.
Turn, hut.
That is, ma'am.
Benvenuto.
Good to see you again, McHale.
Yes, sir, Admiral. Good to see you, sir.
How are things going?
Oh, going along just fine, sir. Oh, allow me to present the mayor of Voltafiore, Signor Mario Lugato.
Hey, just a minute. I'm in charge here. I'll take care of all the introductions. Admiral, may I present...
My pleasure, Senor Legato.
Grazie, grazie. Any admiral of McHale is an admiral of mine.
Say cheese, everybody. Cheese.
Provolone, provolone.
See how they love us, Admiral. See how they love us. Get away from me, Admiral. Anything I can't stand is a publicity hog.
All right, men. Hold the pictures.
Hold the pictures?
All right, Captain. Where is he? You still haven't told me the name of our Navy hero.
Oh, there, yeah. Modesty forbids me from telling you his name, Admiral, but I can tell you this much. He is one of the most beloved men in Voltafiore.
Oh, he certainly is, sir. No doubt about that. Well, shall we proceed with the ceremony?
How many times do I have to... I'm in charge here. Shall we proceed with the ceremony, Admiral?
After you, Mr. Mayor.
You're after me.
Attenzione, silenzio, silenzio. Loyal citizens of Voltafiore, this is the moment we have been waiting for. The grand unveiling of our most glorious American liberator.
You ready for this, Admiral?
Allora, Angelo, pull the sheet.
Admiral, would you look at that work of art? Would you look at the profile and the bald head? The bald head? What is it?
Well, what do you know? The great American liberator is our own Ensign Parker.
Mr. Parker, it's me.
Viva Mr. Parker!
All your fault, McHale. You are not going to cheat me out of my place on Mount Rushmore. Tell the Admiral
That the town hero is in the brig? Oh, that'd be great publicity for the Navy, sir. Not to mention for you.
Listen to that applause.
Better get Ensign Parker to say a few words before they tear this whole place up.
Well, I'm afraid right now, Admiral, that's not possible.
Well, you see, what the captain means, sir, is that Mr. Parker isn't here.
Sick. Genuinely, medically, tragically incapacitated. I could appoint an acting base commander, someone to stand in the path of the Admiral's wrath. Brilliant, sir, Trowell whispered. And who would be the lucky sacrificial lamb? Not you, Trowell. You're too competent, barely. We need a man who attracts disaster like a lightning rod. We need Captain Maverick Sterling. Sterling was the commander of the patrol boat S.S. Misfit, a vessel that technically belonged to the Navy, but operated more like a floating casino/distillery. Along with his executive officer, Lieutenant Peter Panic Pringle, and a crew of specialists in everything from illegal card games to gourmet jungle rot vodka, Sterling was the bane of Bluster's existence. If Sterling is in charge, Bluster chuckled, he'll run this place into the ground in front of the Admiral. They'll destroy themselves right in the middle of the inspection. Quick, Trowell, call the medic. I feel a massive career-saving collapse coming on. Chapter E. Commander Sterling and the gilded guests. The transition of power was swift and confusing. Captain Maverick Sterling, a man who wore his uniform more as a suggestion than a requirement, found himself behind Bluster's desk, staring at a ringing telephone. Beside him, Peter Panic Pringle was vibrating with anxiety. Skipper, we can't be the acting commanders. We have a shipment of Uncle Maverick's special cough syrup cooling in the jungle, and the boys are halfway through a high-stakes poker tournament with the local Seabees. Relax. Pringle, Sterling said, leaning back and putting his boots on the Commodore's mahogany desk. If we're the bosses, we make the rules. Tell the boys. Full speed ahead on the festivities. However, the festivities were interrupted by the arrival of the Shah of Marzipan and his 3 daughters. The Shah, a man draped in enough silk to outfit a parachute regiment, had been forced to make an emergency stop on the island. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Sterling said, greeting the Shah at the pier. I am Captain Sterling. Welcome to our humble, naval installation. I am Karim, the Shah declared. I travel with my most valuable possessions, my daughters, and my priceless cargo. If any man dares to debase the dignity of the princesses, he will answer to me. From behind Sterling, a voice whispered, Wowie, wow, wow. Garter belts. It was Pringle, staring at the princesses. Like a chicken, the Shah roared. What is this wow? Is it a ceremonial greeting? Precisely. Your Highness. Sterling lied effortlessly. In our country, it is an expression of profound spiritual respect, like a very loud prayer. The Shah was delighted. Then, I shall return the respect. Wowie, wow, 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 like a chicken. As Sterling led the royal party toward the guest quarters, he realized he had a problem. The crew of the S. Misfit had already set up a massive luau in the air raid shelter, complete with hula dancers and a makeshift bar. If the Shah or the approaching Admiral found out, the acting part of his command would become permanently imprisoned. Chapter I. The Gas of Happiness. Admiral Granite Gavel arrived like a thunderstorm. He was a man who looked like he had been carved out of a particularly grumpy cliffside. Sterling, the Admiral barked. Where is Bluster? Tragically ill, sir, Sterling said, keeping a straight face. A sudden onset of tropical stomach implosion. He's in the infirmary, delirious, thinks he sees hula girls everywhere. Nonsense, a voice screamed from across the yard. Commodore Bluster, wearing a bathrobe and clutching a hot water bottle, staggered toward them. There are girls in the air raid shelter, illegal spirits in the laundry. He's a pirate, sir. The Admiral looked at Sterling, then at the frantic, disheveled Bluster. Commodore, you look unwell. Sterling says you're having hallucinations. I am not hallucinating. I saw a woman in a grass skirt in the bomb shelter. Sir, Sterling whispered to the Admiral. It's the combat fatigue. He sees dancers in the bushes. It's quite sad, really. The crew, sensing the danger, decided to take matters into their own hands. Gully, the ship's resident mechanical genius, had liberated a tank of nitrous oxide laughing gas from the dental clinic. "If we can't hide the party," Gully whispered, "we just make the Commodore too happy to care." During a tense meeting in the Commodore's office, where Bluster was attempting to present a fitness board hearing to have Sterling and Pringle dishonorably discharged, the crew pumped the gas through the ventilation system. The effect was instantaneous. Bluster, who had been mid-sentence about the lack of discipline and the egregious violation of Article 4, suddenly stopped. A giggle escaped his lips, then a snort. "You know, Sterling," Bluster chirped, his voice sounding suspiciously high-pitched. "That torpedoing of the garbage scow back in August? It was actually quite funny, the way the potato peels flew. Like snow. Beautiful, starchy snow." The Admiral stared. "Bluster, are you feeling all right?" "I'm chucky-wucky," Bluster squealed, hugging a very confused Peter Pringle. "And you're bingy-wingy. Let's all go to the infirmary and have a sleepover. I love everyone. Even the neats. Especially the neats. Isamda o Natani? Especially the neats." The Admiral turned to Sterling. "He's gone completely mad. Cancel the hearing. This man needs a sedative and a very long vacation. Chaptaif, guste lizard and the stolen wallet." Peace, however, was a fleeting concept on Isla de Niebla. The crew had recently acquired a new mascot, a 6-foot-long tropical monitor lizard named Gus. "He's friendly, Skip," Pringle insisted, as Gus lazily flicked a tongue at Sterling's boots. "He loves my mother's peanut butter sandwiches. He's like a dog, but with more scales and fewer morals." Gus's moral compass was indeed skewed. While wandering near the Commodore's private beach, Gus encountered Bluster's discarded trousers. The Commodore was taking a forbidden dip in the surf. Gus, lured by the scent of a leather wallet, decided the Commodore's identification and $900 in payroll cash looked like an appetizer. When Bluster returned from his swim to find his wallet gone and a giant lizard smiling at him, he lost what was left of his mind. "McHale, Sterling, whatever your name is," Bluster screamed, running into the mess hall in his underwear. "Your dinosaur ate my life. I want that lizard arrested. I want him court-martialed. I want him turned into a pair of boots by sunset." The trial of the century took place in the base chapel. Peter Pringle, acting as the defense attorney for Gus the Lizard, paced before the bench. "Your Honor," Pringle argued to the Admiral, who had stayed on the island out of a morbid curiosity for the chaos. "My client, Gus, had an unhappy childhood. He was raised in a swamp, without the guidance of a father figure. He didn't steal the wallet. He simply curated it. He ate $900. Bluster shrieked. $900 of the Navy's money. "Objection," Pringle shouted. "You can't prove Gus ate it. He may be holding it for sentimental reasons." At that moment, the lizard crawled into the courtroom. Sterling followed behind, dangling a peanut butter sandwich. "Come on, Gus," Sterling coaxed. "Open wide for the Admiral." Gus, eager for the snack, opened his massive jaws. With a wet thud, the Commodore's leather wallet landed on the floor. The Admiral picked it up, disgusted. "Commodore Bluster, is this your wallet?" "Yes, finally, justice. And are these your marked bills?" The Admiral pulled out a stack of $100 bills that had "Trap" written on them in red ink. The Admiral's face turned a deep shade of crimson. Bluster began to stammer. I. It was a strategic exercise, sir, to test the honesty of the men. The only person whose honesty is in question here is yours, Bluster," the Admiral growled. Court dismissed. "And someone get this lizard a medal." Chapter V. The Ghosts of Patrol Board 13. Desperate to regain control, Bluster tried one last psychological gambit. He discovered an old record indicating that the crew's boat, the S.S. Misfit, was actually commissioned as the PT-13, a notoriously jinxed vessel. "It's a Jonah," Bluster told the crew, hoping to scare them into requesting transfers. The last 3 crews were lost at sea. Exploding engines, spontaneous combustion, sightings of the Flying Dutchman. If I were you, I'd sign these transfer papers to the frozen wastes of the North Atlantic before the whammy gets you. The crew was momentarily spooked, but Sterling saw through the ruse. Two can play at the supernatural game, Sterling told the boys. That night, as Bluster lay in his shack, the lights began to flicker. A low, moaning sound drifted through the screens. Blue Usta, a voice wailed. We have come for the transfers. Bluster sat up, his teeth chattering. Who's there? Trowel. Is that you? 3 figures, draped in glowing white sheets, drifted through the door. One of them, suspiciously shaped like Peter Pringle, was holding a glowing lantern. We are the ghosts of the PT-13, the spectre moaned. We died because of bad paperwork. Give us the transfers, Barnaby. Give us the papers or we shall haunt your stomach acid for eternity. Take them, Bluster yelled, throwing the folder at the ghosts. Just go away. I have enough problems with the living. The ghost retreated, but not before the one in the back. Gully tripped over a bucket, letting out a very unghostly, "Ow, my toe." The next morning, the crew appeared in Bluster's office, looking vibrant and healthy. Good morning, Commodore, Sterling beamed. We decided to stay. The jinx seems to have lifted. Apparently, the ghosts just needed some administrative closure. Bluster stared at them, his eyes twitching. He looked at the empty folder on his desk. I hate you, Sterling. I hate you. With the passion of 1,000 suns. Chapter V. The Great Payroll Robbery. The climax of the Isla de Niebla saga occurred when the base payroll, a staggering $62,000, had to be transported from the colonial port of New Caledonia back to the base. Bluster, in a final attempt to catch the crew in a crime, ordered Sterling and Pringle to pick up the cash. Go down Saloon Road, Bluster instructed with a sinister grin. Right past the gambling dens. I'm sure you'll be careful. Pringle, carrying the canvas bag of cash, was promptly distracted by a beautiful woman with a very specific birthmark on her ankle, a small brown heart. While he was busy admiring the local scenery, a group of local bandits in a grey sedan swiped the bag and sped off. The money, Pringle screamed. It's gone. The birthmark girl, the grey car. Skipper, we're dead. Not yet, Sterling said, his eyes narrowing. We know where they went. They're hiding in the old fort by the harbor. What followed was a chaotic chase through the cobblestone streets of the port. Bluster and Trowel followed in a jeep, screaming about grand larceny and firing squads. The bandits had stashed the money inside an old, decorative iron cannon at the fort, planning to retrieve it later. Sterling's crew, arriving just as the bandits were being cornered, realized the only way to prove their innocence was to find the cash. It's in the cannon, Pringle yelled, pointing at the antique weapon. Ridiculous, Bluster shouted, arriving on the scene. You've spent it. You've gambled it away on turtle racing. At that moment, a stray shell from a distant skirmish, or perhaps just Gully playing with a fuse, ignited the old cannon. Boom! The cannon roared to life. But instead of a lead ball, a cloud of green paper erupted into the sky. $62,000 in small, unmarked bills rained down over the harbor like a financial blizzard. It's manna from heaven. Gully cheered, catching a handful of 20s. It's the payroll, Sterling yelled. Look, Commodore, it's all there, just slightly singed. Bluster stood in the middle of the paper storm, a $50 bill sticking to his sweaty forehead. He looked at Sterling. He looked at Pringle, who was currently chasing a $100 bill into the ocean. He looked at the Admiral, who had just pulled up in a staff car. The Admiral stepped out and caught a flying 20. Well, Bluster, it seems your men have once again saved the day through unconventional means. Although I must say, using an antique cannon as a safe deposit box is a bit much. But, they lost it, Bluster whimpered. They were irresponsible. They found it, Commodore, the Admiral said, patting Bluster on the shoulder. And they did it with style. Perhaps you should learn something from Captain Sterling. A bit of wow might do you some good. As the sun set over Isla de Niebla, the crew of the SS Misfit sat on their deck, drinking cough syrup and watching the sunset. "You know, Skipper," Pringle said, leaning back, "being the acting base commander wasn't so bad. Don't get used to it, Pringle." Sterling laughed. "Blaster is already ordering a new shipment of garter belts and antacids. We have work to do." "What kind of work?" Sterling looked at the horizon. "I hear there's a supply ship coming in, with a crate of French champagne and a very confused alligator. I think it's time for a party." And in the distance, from the Commodore's office, a faint, rhythmic sound drifted over the water. It was the sound of a man hitting his head against a mahogany desk, over and over again, in perfect time with the waves. The end. The Archipelagos of Absurdity. The Chronicles of Station Z99. Prologue. The Humidity of Hopelessness. The Azure Archipelago was a collection of islands so remote that even the most dedicated cartographers usually forgot to include them on maps. It was a place where the sun didn't just shine, it interrogated you. The air was 80% salt water, 10% humidity, and 10% the smell of frying fish. At the center of this forgotten paradise sat Station Z99, a maritime security outpost that functioned less like a military installation and more like a high-stakes summer camp for the chronically unmanageable. Commanding this chaotic slice of heaven was Commandant Barnaby, the Blaster Barnacle. Barnacle was a man whose blood pressure was a local tourist attraction. He lived in a state of perpetual agitation, convinced that the universe had specifically designed his life as a cruel comedy. His primary nemesis was not an invading fleet, but his own subordinate, Commander Jacques de Fox Sterling. Sterling was a man who viewed regulations as suggestive poetry and military discipline as a hobby he hadn't quite picked up yet. Along with his crew, the misfit mariners, Sterling ran the station like a private resort, much to Barnacle's escalating madness. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis and the Iron Lung. The morning at Station Z99 began with a scream that shattered the peace of the lagoon. It came from Barnacle's office. "Garter belts! Garter belts! Finch!" Barnacle roared, slamming his fist onto a desk covered in antacid tablets. Lieutenant Finch, a man so sycophantic he practically glowed in Barnacle's presence, jumped 3 feet into the air. "Sir, the supply request for the visiting nursing corps, sir. If the nurses need garter belts." "Finch, you snap to it. You shake a leg. You do whatever it is one does with legs and elastic." Barnacle's face was the color of a ripe beet. "Everything is on my shoulders. The war, the logistics, the plumbing. Do you know the sinks in the petty officer's lounge are backing up? I am a commandant, Finch, not a licensed plumber." Just as Barnacle reached for his third antacid of the morning, the teletype machine began to chatter like a caffeinated woodpecker. Finch grabbed the tape, his eyes widening. "Sir, we have a problem. A Chancellor Vane, the Iron Lung Verance problem." Barnacle turned white. Verance was the most feared inspector in the High Admiralty. He was known to court-martial officers for having the wrong shade of blue in their eyes. "A sneak inspection?" Barnacle whispered, his voice trembling. "Today? Look at this place. Sterling's men are probably roasting a pig on the hull of the patrol boat. My stomach acid could start a fusion reactor, Finch. I can't face him." Suddenly, a wicked light flickered in Barnacle's eyes. It was the look of a man who had found a trapdoor in the middle of a gallows. "Finch, if I were sick, terribly, deathly ill, I couldn't possibly be held responsible for the state of the base. Could I? I would have to appoint an acting base commander." Finch grinned. "And let that person take the fall when the Chancellor sees the chaos?" "Precisely. Call Jack Sterling. Tell him he's moving into my office. Tell him he's the captain now." Chapter 2. The Sterling Stratagem. Commander Jack Sterling entered the commandant's office with the casual gait of a man who owned the island and was thinking of selling it. He was followed by his loyal, albeit clumsy, second-in-command, Junior Officer Percy Pringle. You called, Barnaby? I hope this isn't about the unauthorized luau. We were testing the thermal capacity of the sand, Sterling said, flashing $1 million grin. Barnacle was sprawled on a chaise lounge, a damp cloth over his forehead. Finch stood over him, looking mournful. I mean, Sterling. Barnacle groaned. I'm in bad shape. The medics. They don't know what it is. High velocity indigestion. Hypermetabolic stress. I'm appointing you, acting base commander. Pringle's jaw dropped. Skipper? You? In charge of the whole archipelago? It's a supreme test, Jax. Barnacle wheezed, hiding a smirk. You'll have Pringle as your executive officer. Go to my office. Take command. This minute. Out. As soon as the door closed, Barnacle leaped up and began to dance a small jig. He's a boob, Finch. They're all boobs. They'll run wild, destroy the base, and Varents will dismantle their careers before lunch. Meanwhile, Sterling was sitting behind the mahogany desk, looking at the ringing phones. Well, Percy, Jack said, leaning back. The commandant wants us to run this place. And the first rule of the Sterling command is, all ahead full. Within the hour, Station Z99 had transformed. The plumbing issues were ignored in favor of a base-wide morale festival. Grog, the crew's cook, had somehow converted the garter belt shipment into a series of slingshots for a recreational tournament. Skip! Pringle shouted, rushing in. The trade baron of the Orion Belt just arrived. He's got his 3 daughters, the space princesses, and he wants a tour of our high-speed skiffs. A baron? Perfect, Sterling said. Tell him the commander is busy, but the acting commander is ready to party. Chapter 3. The Baron and the Blunder. High Baron Karim was a man of immense wealth and even larger ego. He arrived at the docks, draped in silks, followed by 3 young women who looked bored enough to start a revolution. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Sterling said, bowing deeply. I have heard much of your patrol boats, the Baron boomed. They are said to be fast. I wish to drive one. Pringle pulled Sterling aside. Skipper, the Baron driving the skiff? That's like letting a toddler fly a jet. Nonsense, Percy. It's diplomacy. Sterling handed the Baron the wheel of the Mako. 7-3. The Baron proceeded to drive the boat with the grace of a brick in a blender. He narrowly missed a supply pier, shredded a fishing net, and finally managed to get the boat stuck in neutral while spinning in circles. This is... Glad you like it, sir. Sterling yelled back, sweating slightly. Back at the hospital, Barnacle was watching through binoculars. But, sir, you're dying. I'll recover miraculously. Give me my uniform. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Lament. The Chancellor's arrival was a disaster of epic proportions. Chancellor Varents. The Iron Lung landed his shuttle just as Sterling was trying to hide the Baron's daughters in an air raid shelter because they weren't wearing authorized military attire. Sterling! Barnacle screamed, arriving on the scene in a stolen seaman's uniform to maintain his sick cover. Where are the girls? I know you have girls in the laundry shack. Chancellor Varents looked at Barnacle. Commandant, why are you wearing a private's uniform? And why are you yelling about laundry? Barnacle Lebika, wa, Barnacle Lebika. And why are you yelling about laundry? He's delirious, sir, Sterling interjected. Combat fatigue. He thinks he sees hula dancers everywhere. To make matters worse, Pringle had accidentally authorized a fitness board hearing to prove he was a capable officer. But Barnacle was determined to use the hearing to fire Pringle instead. We need a miracle, Skip, Pringle whispered as they sat in the barracks. Not a miracle, Percy. The nitrous oxide, Skip? Tinker grinned. 100% pure laughing gas. The plan was simple. Fill Barnacle's office with laughing gas during the inspection. A laughing commandant couldn't possibly testify against his favorite officers. The next morning, as the hearing began, the gas began to hiss through the vents. Barnacle, who had been prepared to scream for Pringle's head, suddenly found the whole situation hilarious. And then, Barnacle giggled, pointing at Pringle. He torpedoed a garbage scow. Because he thought it was a camouflage submarine. Oh, it's a riot. Chucky Wucky, you're a genius. Chancellor Verance watched in horror as Barnacle tried to dance with a nurse and then attempted to open a window that was already open. Commandant Barnacle, the Chancellor barked. Have you lost your mind? I've lost my marbles, Vane. Want to help me find them? Barnacle laughed, slapping the Chancellor on the back. The hearing was cancelled on the grounds of Commandant insanity, and Pringle was hailed as a hero for bravely standing in the face of his superior's madness. Chapter 5. The Bayou Beast and the Buried Bounty. Just when things seemed to settle, the Sydney incident occurred. Sydney was a 300-pound saltwater alligator that Pringle had adopted as a mascot. He's friendly, Skip. He loves my mother's peanut butter sandwiches, Pringle insisted. The problem was that Sydney had developed a taste for leather. Specifically, Barnacle's leather wallet, which contained the $62,000 base payroll in unmarked bills. My wallet. Barnacle shrieked at the docks. That monster ate my retirement. My payroll, my identity. Sir, I'm sure Sydney didn't mean it, Pringle said, shielding the alligator. Barnacle demanded a court-martial. Not for the men, but for the alligator. I want that beast on the stand. I want the money back. The trial took place in the main mess hall. Sydney sat in the defendant's chair, wearing a small sailor hat that Pringle had sewn for him. Is it not true, Barnacle shouted at the alligator, that you are a thief and a scoundrel? Sydney hissed. I object, Pringle yelled. The witness is being intimidated. Sterling arrived at the last second, dragging a heavy canvas bag. It turned out that Sydney hadn't eaten the money. He had merely stashed the wallet in an old, decommissioned cannon for safekeeping. When Grog had accidentally fired the cannon during a celebratory drill, the $62,000 had rained down over the base like green manna from heaven. My money, Barnacle cried, frantically grabbing bills out of the air. Technically, sir, Sterling said, leaning against the wall. Since the money was recovered by the mascot of the 73, we're entitled to a finder's fee. Chapter 6. The Final Escapade. As the sun began to set over the Azure Archipelago, a final piece, or something resembling it, descended upon Station Z-99. The Chancellor had left, convinced that the base was a madhouse but an effective one. Barnacle was back in his office, counting his recovered bills and nursing a fresh ulcer. And down at the lagoon, the crew of the Mako 7-3 was preparing for another night of unauthorized maritime research. Sterling sat on the edge of the pier, watching Pringle feed Sydney another peanut butter sandwich. You know, Percy, Sterling said, lighting a cigar. They say this place is a jinx. They say the 73 is a ghost ship. Is it, Skip? Maybe. But as long as we're the ones doing the haunting, I think we'll be just fine. In the distance, Barnacle's voice drifted over the water, screaming about a missing crate of champagne. Sterling smiled. It was just another day in paradise. The end. The Sovereigns of Isla de Caos. A Tropical Comedy of Errors. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis. Commodore Barnaby. The Badger Blaster was a man whose blood pressure could be used to power a medium-sized locomotive. His office on Isla de Caos, a humid, mosquito-infested rock in the middle of the Azure Sea, smelled of stale cigars, desperation, and the faint, unsettling scent of coconut-scented hair tonic. Wow, 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 wow. Bluster barked, pacing the bamboo floorboards until they groaned. He turned his bulging eyes toward Major Arthur Aspen Wood, his loyal, if intellectually stagnant, supply officer. Wood, you are the lifeline of this base. If the nurses say they need garter belts, you don't file a report. You don't ask for a committee. You snap to it. You shake a leg. You do whatever people do with legs and snapping. But, sir, Wood stammered, adjusting his perfectly creased but sweat-soaked uniform. The logistics of intimate apparel in a theater of war are... I don't care about the logistics, Bluster roared. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. And now this. He slammed a telegram onto his desk. Grand Admiral Gravel Guts Grimshaw, is arriving today. A sneak inspection. The man has never smiled in his life. They say he once court-martialed a seagull for landing on his hat without authorization. Bluster's stomach let out a gurgle that sounded like a sinking ship. He clutched his midsection, reaching for a bottle of chalky white pills. My stomach acid could start a car. Would. If Grimshaw sees the Petty Officers Club, where the sinks are currently backing up like the fountains of Rome, I'm finished. I'm a commander, not a plumber. An idea, dark and devious, began to take root in Bluster's frantic mind. Wait. Wood, look at me. Do I look sick? You look like you're about to explode, sir. Perfect. Bluster grinned, a terrifying sight. If I am medically incapacitated, I can appoint an acting base commander to face the Admiral. Someone expendable. Someone I want to see destroyed. Someone like Captain Jack Rogue Sterling. Wood's jaw dropped. Sterling? The man who runs the Vagabond, 9? Sir, he and his crew are pirates in government-issued shorts. They'll turn this island into a Roman orgy before the Admiral's plane even touches down. Exactly. Bluster cackled. They will destroy themselves right in front of the Admiral, and I shall be safely tucked away in the infirmary, too sick to be blamed for the wreckage of my own command. Call the medic. On the double, tell them I'm dying off. Chapter 2. The Acting Sovereign. Captain Jack Sterling sat on the deck of the Vagabond, 9, a PT boat that looked like it was held together by gum and optimism. His executive officer, Lieutenant Timothy Twitch Pringle, was currently trying to organize a game of poker using dried fish as chips. Captain, Twitch said, peering through thick glasses that made him look like an owl in a hurricane. When Sterling arrived at the infirmary, he found Bluster draped dramatically across a cot, clutching a wet cloth to his forehead. Sterling, Bluster moaned. The doctors. They don't know if I'll make it. I need a man of action. A saltwater skipper. I'm appointing you. Acting base commander. Sterling narrowed his eyes. Me? Sir, I'm more of a suggestions guy than an orders guy. Why not Wood? Wood is a boob. Twitch's chest puffed out so far he nearly tipped over. Acting exec? Oh boy, skipper. You won't regret this, Commodore. I'm sure I won't, Bluster whispered, closing his eyes as a malicious smirk played on his lips. Now, get out. Go, command something. Within the hour, Sterling and Twitch were installed in the command center. It was a disaster. The phone lines were buzzing with reports of clogged sinks and missing garter belts. Exec, Sterling shouted over the din. What's our status? Twitch was juggling 3 handsets. Sir, the Seabees are building a rifle range in the middle of the laundry facility. The garter belts have been found, but they're the wrong color, and radar. Just picked up a suspicious blip that might be the Admiral's plane or a very large, very angry bird. Just then, one of Sterling's crewmen, a massive man known as Grog for reasons no one dared ask, burst in. Skip! The boys want to throw a shindig to celebrate the promotion. We got girls, we got music, we got a batch of moonshine that can strip paint. Sterling, distracted by a map of the island's plumbing, waved a hand. Full speed ahead. Grog, whatever keeps the morale up. You heard the skipper. Grog roared to the men outside. All ahead full. Open the shop. Let the wingding begin. Chapter 3. The Hula Hazard. Grand Admiral Grimshaw's plane didn't just land. It seemed to assault the runway. By the time the Admiral's jeep rolled into the base, Sterling had realized his mistake. The sounds of ukuleles and laughter were echoing from the air raid shelter, which Grog had converted into a makeshift nightclub. Welcome to Isla de Caos, sir, Sterling said, saluting with a hand that was slightly sticky from a spilled tropical drink. Acting Base Commander Sterling at your service. Grimshaw, a man whose face appeared to be carved from granite, stared at Twitch. Twitch was wearing a ceremonial lei made of palm fronds. And what, pray tell, is that thing around your neck, Lieutenant? It's an old, native custom. Sir? Twitch squeaked. Welcome ashore. Hula hula? Grimshaw's eyes narrowed. I heard Bluster was in the hospital. I'll visit him first. Then McHale or whatever your name is, I want an inspection of the air raid shelters. I've heard rumors of irregularities. In the infirmary, Bluster was practically vibrating with excitement. He had heard the music. He knew Sterling was walking into a trap. When Grimshaw entered, Bluster put on his best death's door face. "Admiral, so glad you're here," Bluster wheezed. "But you must go to the air raid shelter. Sterling has... He has women in there, sir, dancing. Right now." Sterling, standing behind the Admiral, coughed. "Sir, the Commodore is delirious. High fever. He sees hula girls everywhere. It's combat fatigue." "I am not fatigued," Bluster screamed, leaping out of bed in his pajamas. "They're in there. I saw them with my own eyes." "Wood, tell him." Major Wood looked at the Admiral, then at the frantic Bluster. "Sir, the captain has been having hallucinations. Just this morning, he thought the laundry shack was a harem." "Liar." Bluster lunged for his uniform, which Sterling had cleverly hidden in a closet. Out tumbled Lieutenant Nurse Wilson, who had been hiding there to avoid the Admiral's inspection. The room went silent. "An explanation, Captain." Grimshaw's voice was like ice. "She's a medical consultant?" Sterling suggested weakly. "She's a nurse," Bluster yelled. "And McHale put her there." "Back to bed, Commodore," Grimshaw ordered. "You are clearly unfit. Sterling, we shall proceed with the inspection. And if I find one hula girl, heads will roll." Chapter 4. The Archduke and the Three Princesses. The dust had barely settled on the hula incident when a new crisis arrived in the form of the Archduke of Maldonia. He was traveling with his 3 daughters, and his yacht had broken down near the island of Aku Aku. Sterling and the vagabond, 9, were sent to rescue them. When they arrived, they found the Archduke, a man of immense dignity and even more immense luggage. Standing on the beach, "I am Karim," the Archduke announced. "These are my daughters. They are the light of my life and the future of my nation. Do not debase their dignity with your Western ignorance." Twitch, trying to be helpful, let out a low whistle at the sight of the eldest daughter, Siri. "Wowie, wow, wow," he whispered. The Archduke turned red. "Like a chicken! You whistle at my daughter like she is a bird?" "No, sir," Sterling jumped in. "In our country, that is a ceremonial greeting. It means, may your path be paved with gold." "Wowie, wow, wow," the Archduke repeated skeptically. "An odd custom, but your boat is efficient. I shall handle the wheel myself." The ride back was a nightmare of the Archduke nearly ramming a coral reef, while the crew tried to keep their eyes off the princesses. By the time they reached Isla de Caos, Commodore Bluster had recovered and was determined to host a grand dinner to win the Archduke's favor and make Sterling look like a fool. "Sterling, you are restricted to the base," Bluster ordered. But the Archduke insisted you attend the dinner. "Wear your dress whites and try not to eat with your hands." The night of the dinner was a comedy of errors. Twitch had managed to sneak away to meet Siri, the princess who had caught his eye. They were hiding out in a secluded cove when the boat's engine failed. Back at the officers' club, the Archduke was getting restless. "Where is my daughter Siri? She is late for the royal dance." Sterling, sweating under the chandelier, realized Twitch and the girl were missing. He signaled to Grog. "Find them, now," but it was too late. Bluster, sensing blood in the water, stood up. "Your Highness, I'm sure Sterling's acting executive officer has something to do with her disappearance. He's a notorious scoundrel." Just then, the princesses entered to perform their dance. But there were only 2. Sterling, in a moment of sheer desperation, had forced Twitch into a spare royal gown and a heavy veil. Twitch, looking like a very muscular and very hairy princess, began to dance. "She is taller than I remember," the Archduke remarked, squinting, "and she has a very aggressive stride." "It's the sea air, sir," Sterling shouted over the music. Growth spurt. The dance was going well until Bluster, suspicious of the princess's hairy ankles, tripped Twitch. The veil flew off, revealing Twitch's terrified, bespectacled face. "You," the Archduke roared. "You debase my lineage with a bespectacled impostor." "I can explain," Twitch cried, clutching his skirts. "State Department," the Archduke screamed. "I shall report this to Washington. My daughters are not for your masquerades." Chapter V. The Laughing Gas and the Fitness Board. The Archduke's departure left Sterling and Twitch in the crosshairs of a fitness board. Commodore Bluster had finally convinced the higher-ups that Twitch was mentally unstable and Sterling was a corrupting influence. "They're coming tomorrow," Sterling told the crew. "Admiral Shoemaker. He's a stickler. If he sees Twitch's record, the torpedoed garbage scow, the hula girls, the princess incident, we're all back to being seaman second class." "We gotta jolly him up, Skip," Grog suggested. "Get him in a good mood." "Bluster?" Sterling laughed. "You couldn't get a smile out of him with a crowbar. But what about—" "Happy air?" Twitch said, rubbing his jaw. He had just come from the dentist after having a wisdom tooth pulled. The dentist used this stuff, nitrous oxide. I never felt better. I laughed through the whole thing. Sterling's eyes lit up. "Grog, get a tank of that gas from the infirmary." The next morning, Admiral Shoemaker arrived. The atmosphere in Bluster's office was tense. Bluster was reading off a list of Twitch's failures with palpable glee. July 16th. During gunnery drill, he shot down our own target plane. August 1st, he torpedoed a garbage boat, claiming it was a camouflaged submarine. "I thought the potato peels were periscopes, sir," Twitch defended. Sterling signaled to the crew outside. A tube was snaked through the window, hidden by the tropical ferns. Grog opened the valve. Slowly, the sweet-smelling gas filled the room. Bluster stopped mid-sentence. His scowl began to soften. A small, involuntary giggle escaped his lips. And then, hee. With the potatoes, Admiral Shoemaker, a stern man with a chest full of medals, sniffed the air. "The potatoes, Admiral!" Bluster shrieked, doubling over with laughter. "The periscope potatoes. Oh, Sterling, you're a riot. Chucky Wucky, give me a hug." Sterling and Twitch watched in awe as the Commodore and the Admiral began to dance around the office, howling with laughter. "Cancel the board," Shoemaker gasped, clutching his sides. "Any man who can make me laugh like this is a hero. Parker, Pringle, you're a genius. A combat legend." Just then, the gas ran out. The window was thrown open by Major Wood, who was confused by the noise. The laughter died instantly. Bluster looked at Twitch, then at his own hands, which were currently holding the Admiral's. What just happened?" Bluster whispered. "I believe," Sterling said, stepping forward. "You were just expressing your deep admiration for Twitch's tactical brilliance, sir." Chapter Cease. Barnaby the Crocodile and the Court-Martial. Just as life seemed to be returning to a manageable level of chaos, a new member joined the crew, an alligator, which Twitch insisted was a crocodile, named Sydney. Sydney had been rescued from a swamp and had developed an unhealthy addiction to Twitch's mother's peanut butter sandwiches. He followed Twitch everywhere, including into the Commodore's private quarters. One afternoon, Sydney emerged from the Commodore's office with a leather wallet in his mouth. "Sydney," Twitch hissed, "give that back. That's the Commodore's." But it was too late. Bluster walked in, saw Sydney, and screamed, "He ate me! The beast has eaten my identity." When Bluster realized his wallet was missing along with $900 of Major Wood's back pay that he had been holding for safekeeping, he saw his chance. "Theft!" Bluster roared. "Sterling, your crew has trained this reptilian thief to rob me. I'm calling a court-martial." The trial was the talk of the island. Sterling acted as the defense. "Your Honor," Sterling addressed the judge, "my client, Sydney, is a victim of circumstantial evidence. He has an unhappy childhood. He was looking for peanut butter, not payroll." "I object," Bluster shouted. "The beast is a professional. He took my wallet and gave it to Twitch." "Sir," Sterling said, "if Sydney is a thief, let him prove it." "Bring him in." The crew rolled a large tank into the courtroom. Sydney was inside, looking bored. Twitch stood by with a sandwich. "Sidney," Twitch called. "Where's the wallet, boy?" Sidney let out a low hiss and opened his mouth. Out tumbled the wallet. But it wasn't Bluster's. It was a small, pink floral purse belonging to the Admiral's wife, who was visiting the base. The courtroom gasped. "My purse!" she cried. "I thought I'd lost it at the beach. And what's this?" Sterling reached into Sidney's tank and pulled out a second wallet, the Commodore's. Inside were the 9 marked bills. "Aha!" Sterling shouted. "But wait. These bills are marked with Major Wood's initials. Commodore, why were you carrying the Major's back pay in your personal wallet?" Bluster turned a shade of purple that hadn't been seen on the island since the great beet harvest of 41. I was marking them as a trap." "Yes, a trap for Sterling. A trap using an innocent crocodile?" the judge asked, shaking his head. "Case dismissed. And Commodore, I suggest you return the Major's money before I report this to the Inspector General." Chapter 7. The Jinx of Hull 1-3. The final straw for Commodore Bluster was the discovery that the Vagabond 9 had a dark past. According to an old naval record found by Major Wood, the boat had originally been commissioned as Hull 1-3, a vessel so unlucky that its previous 2 crews had vanished under mysterious circumstances. "It's jinxed," Twitch cried, reading the report. "We're living on borrowed time." On its first day out, the gas tanks exploded. The second crew was carried off by a giant squid. Sterling saw Bluster watching them from the docks, a smug look on his face. He knew Bluster had planted the report to scare them into requesting a transfer. "All right, boys," Sterling whispered. "If he wants a jinxed boat, we'll give him a ghost ship." That night, the base was blanketed in a thick, unnatural fog, courtesy of grog and a dozen smoke pots. Bluster was sitting in his office, sipping a martini, when he heard the low, mournful sound of a foghorn. "Who's there?" Bluster called out, his voice trembling. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died. A green, phosphorescent glow appeared at the window. Sterling and Twitch, covered in white sheets and glowing paint, drifted past. "Wah, lei," Sterling moaned in a ghostly voice. "We've come back from the watery depths, Wally. We want the transfers. Give us the transfers. Ghosts!" Bluster shrieked, diving under his desk. "The ghosts of Hull 1-3. We're cold, Wally," Twitch added, rattling some heavy chains. "So cold, and we're out of garter belts." "Take them!" Bluster yelled, throwing a folder of transfer papers out the window. Sterling grabbed the papers, and the crew vanished into the fog. The next morning, Sterling presented the signed transfers to a very confused, very hungover Commodore. "Sir, you signed these last night," Sterling said, suppressing a grin. "You said you wanted us to stay on the island forever because we're such angelic officers." Bluster looked at the papers, then at the Vagabond 9, which was now freshly painted with a lucky number 7. I did. Yes, sir," Sterling said. "And you also promised to fix the sinks in the officers' club yourself. As a gesture of goodwill." Chapter the Ape. The street trope, payroll caper. The climax of the year came when Sterling was ordered to New Caledonia, the street trope of the South, to pick up the base payroll. $62,000 in small, unmarked bills. "Don't let it out of your sight," Bluster warned. "If 1 cent is missing, you'll spend the rest of the war breaking rocks." In New Caledonia, the crew couldn't resist the allure of the local casinos and racetracks. Twitch, tasked with carrying the money bag, was momentarily distracted by a beautiful girl with a unique heart-shaped birthmark on her ankle. When he woke up from his distraction, the bag was gone. "Skip, I've been robbed," Twitch cried. "By a girl with a heart on her foot." "A heart-shaped birthmark?" Sterling groaned. "That's the oldest trick in the book, Twitch. We've got to find that dough before Bluster catches us." The search through the streets of Numia was a frantic chase, involving stolen jeeps, angry chefs, and several confused goats. They finally tracked the thieves, a gang of local smugglers, to an old fort on the coast. "They've stashed the money in that decorative cannon," Grog shouted, pointing to a rusty piece of artillery overlooking the harbor. Just as they reached the cannon, Bluster and the local authorities arrived. "I've got you now, Sterling," Bluster shouted. "Produce the payroll or surrender." Just then, an enemy scout plane appeared on the horizon, diving toward the harbor. "Take cover," Sterling yelled. Twitch, in a panic, grabbed a torch and lit the fuse of the old cannon. "We gotta fight back." "No, Twitch, the money is in there." Boom. The cannon roared. It didn't fire a ball. It fired a massive cloud of green and white paper. $62,000 rained down over the harbor like confetti. "My money!" Bluster screamed, running around and trying to catch the bills in his hat. "It's raining wealth. It's a miracle." The scout plane, blinded by the blizzard of cash, veered off and crashed harmlessly into the sea. As the smoke cleared, Sterling stood over the cannon, looking at the thousands of bills floating in the water. "Well, Commodore, look at the bright side. You saved the base, and you've got the most expensive firework display in naval history." Bluster, standing waist-deep in the surf with $100 bill stuck to his forehead, could only let out a long, weary sigh. "Wow," he whispered. "Wow, wow, wow." Isla de Caos was safe once more, or at least as safe as it could be. With Jack Sterling at the helm, and a Commodore whose only dream was a quiet life. Without garter belts, crocodiles, or ghosts. The end. The Admiral's ulcer and the Maverick's menagerie. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis. Commodore Silas Iron Spleen Sterling was a man whose stomach acid could arguably be used as rocket fuel. He sat in his mahogany-paneled office on the Isle of Echoes, a humidity-soaked rock in the Neo-Pacific, staring at a requisition form that made his left eye twitch. "Garter belts," Sterling whispered, his voice trembling with a mixture of rage and disbelief. He looked up at his adjutant, the perpetually nervous Lieutenant Elroy the Shadow Finch. "Finch, tell me I am hallucinating. Tell me the war effort hasn't come down to hosiery. The nurses, sir," Finch squeaked, adjusting his glasses. "They insist that without proper support, morale in the infirmary will collapse. They say, and I quote, 'They won't shake a leg for the wounded until you snap to it.'" Sterling threw the pen across the room. It bounced off a portrait of the High Command. "I am a tactician. I am a leader of men. And yet, I am currently the chief procurement officer for undergarments. Where is Barnaby Briggs? Where is that rogue and his band of aquatic bandits?" Commander Barnaby Ban Briggs was the thorn in Sterling's side, a man who treated the great coastal conflict like a Caribbean cruise. His crew on the Manta Ray 73 was less a naval unit and more a floating circus. "Briggs is currently, inspecting the local flora and fauna." "Sir," Finch replied. "He's at the gambling den, Finch." "Don't sugarcoat it," Sterling roared. He was interrupted by the telephone. He snatched it up. "This is Sterling. Who is this? Tokyo Rose? No. I don't care if the Petty Officers Club sinks are backed up. I am a Commodore, not a plumber." He slammed the phone down and reached for his bottle of bismuth. "Finch, I have a premonition. A dark, terrible premonition. Iron Pants, Admiral Rafferty is coming. I can feel it in my bile." Chapter 2. The Strategic Sickness. Admiral Iron Pants Rafferty was known for two things: his impeccable creases and his habit of court-martialing anyone who breathed too loudly. When the message arrived confirming his sneak inspection, Sterling didn't just panic. He orchestrated a tactical collapse. "Finch," Sterling gasped, clutching his chest and slumping into his chair. "I feel a profound malaise, a sudden, debilitating bout of tropical vertigo. Yes, I'm far too ill to greet the Admiral." Finch's eyes widened. "Sir? But the inspection." "Exactly. If I am incapacitated, I must appoint an acting base commander to face the fire. And who better to be the sacrificial lamb than our dear Commander Briggs? If Briggs and his hooligans run the base into the ground right in front of Rafferty, the Admiral will be so busy hanging them that he won't notice the garter belt shortage or the backed-up sinks." Sterling began to groan loudly, practicing his death rattle. "Call the medic, Finch. On the double, and tell Briggs he's in charge." Tell him the supreme test of his career has arrived. When Barnaby Briggs arrived, he found the Commodore wrapped in blankets, looking like a man who had lost a fight with a swamp. Barnaby. My boy, Sterling wheezed. The base, it's yours. I'm appointing you acting base commander, and take Junior Lieutenant Percy Pringle as your executive officer. He needs the experience. Percy Pringle, a man whose primary skill was tripping over flat surfaces, beamed with pride. Sir, you won't regret this. I'll run this base like a Swiss watch. Briggs looked at Percy, then back at the dying Commodore. Sure, Silas. We'll take care of everything. You just focus on staying alive. As soon as the door closed, Sterling sat bolt upright and grinned. Happy illness, Finch. This is going to be the most delightful disaster in naval history. Chapter 3. The Archduke and the Hula Masquerade. Briggs's tenure as commander began with a literal bang when Percy accidentally authorized the construction of a rifle range in the middle of the supply depot. Within hours, the Isle of Echoes was a hive of chaotic productivity. The crisis deepened when the Grand Archduke of Orizaba arrived unexpectedly. The Archduke was a man of immense wealth and even more immense pride, traveling with his 3 daughters, the Archduchesses. Briggs! The Archduke boomed, stepping off his gilded yacht. I seek the legendary hospitality of the Neo-Pacific, and I hear your Commodore is indisposed? Deeply, Briggs lied smoothly, but I'm sure he'd want you to have a traditional welcome. My men are preparing a gala as we speak. The gala, organized by the crew's resident gambler, Grubbs, was supposed to feature authentic dancers. However, due to a logistical error involving a missing transport boat, the dancers were nowhere to be found. We can't disappoint the Archduke, Skip, Grubbs hissed. He'll tell the High Command we're a bunch of hicks. Improvise, Grubbs, Briggs ordered. Use the crew. That evening, under the flickering torches of the officers' club, the Archduke watched in bewilderment as 3 maidens in grass skirts and heavy veils performed a rhythmic, albeit hairy-legged, hula. Percy Pringle, hidden under a wig and a floral sarong, was doing his best. Unfortunately, Admiral Rafferty had just arrived and was being escorted to the club by a recovering Sterling who wanted to witness the carnage. See, Admiral? Sterling whispered, pointing toward the stage. Total moral decay. Men in skirts. It's a disgrace. Wait a minute. Rafferty growled, squinting. That maiden, on the left, has a tattoo of a torpedo on his bicep. And he's wearing combat boots. The masquerade collapsed when Percy tripped over his own lei, falling into the Archduke's lap. This burlesque? Sterling stepped forward, ready to deliver the final blow. It's a travesty, Archduke. But Briggs was faster. Sir, the Commodore ordered this. He said the Archduke had a sense of humor. He wanted to show you how integrated our sailors are. Sealers. The Archduke roared. Sterling's ulcers screamed in agony. Chapter 4. The laughing gas incident. Days later, the fallout of the gala had left Percy Pringle facing an incompetence tribunal. I'm going to break him down to seaman second class so fast his head will spin, Sterling cackled to Finch. Briggs and the crew couldn't let that happen. Percy was a bungler, but he was their bungler. We need to get the Commodore in a good mood, Tink, the mechanic, suggested. A really, really good mood. Tink had managed to liberate a tank of nitrous oxide from the dental clinic. Their plan was simple. Pipe the laughing gas into Sterling's office through the ventilation system, just as the tribunal began. The results were immediate and terrifying. As the stern members of the fitness board sat down to hear the charges against Percy, a faint hiss filled the room. Sterling, who had been prepared to deliver a scathing opening statement, suddenly began to giggle. And another thing, Sterling shouted, his face turning a bright shade of pink. Junior Lieutenant Pringle. He once torpedoed a garbage scow because he thought it was a camouflaged submarine. Haha, can you imagine? The potato peels, the flying cabbage. It was a riot. The board members looked at each other, confused. Commodore? Finch whispered. Are you all right? I'm wonderful. I'm Bingy Wingy. Sterling squealed, slapping his knee. Percy, you're a treasure, a national treasure. Cancel the hearing. Let's have a party. Give this man a medal for his bravery against the cabbage. Sir, you're high on something. Rafferty, who was presiding over the board, said suspiciously, I'm high on life, Admiral. The crew, watching through the window, were terrified. They had overdosed the vent. Sterling was now dancing on his desk, singing a sea shanty about a mermaid with a wooden leg. Get him to the infirmary, Rafferty ordered. The man has clearly suffered a mental break from the stress of the hosiery crisis. Chapter 5. Barnaby, the monitor, Lizard, and the missing wallet. Lizard, Apo, Markisken, peace never lasted long on the Isle of Echoes. The next crisis involved a prehistoric-looking monitor lizard named Barnaby, which the crew had adopted as a mascot. Barnaby had a penchant for shiny objects and Percy's peanut butter sandwiches. One afternoon, Sterling was attempting to trap Briggs in a sting operation. He had placed his wallet, containing $900 of marked bills, actually Lieutenant Finch's life savings, on a rock, hoping the crew would swipe it so he could arrest them for grand larceny. Instead, Barnaby the lizard crawled out of the bushes, flicked his tongue, and swallowed the entire wallet in one gulp. The lizard ate the evidence, Finch cried. No, no, Sterling said, a dark glint in his eye. This is better. We'll arrest the crew for the theft, and when they can't produce the money, we'll claim they used the lizard as an accomplice. It's perfect. The ensuing court-martial was a circus. Percy Pringle, acting as his own defense attorney, insisted on calling the lizard to the stand. Your Honor, Percy addressed the judge. Barnaby the lizard is a victim of a broken home. He didn't know the wallet belonged to the Commodore. He thought it was a very leathery sandwich. This is an outrage, Sterling shouted. The lizard is a criminal. Look at his eyes. There's no remorse there. The trial took a turn for the surreal, when the crew realized the only way to prove the lizard was the culprit was to make him cough it up. Using a combination of the aforementioned laughing gas and a very spicy peanut butter sandwich, they managed to induce a lizard-sized hiccup in the middle of the courtroom. The wallet flew out of Barnaby's mouth, hitting Sterling directly in the face. The judge opened the wallet and found the I.D. card and the marked bills. Aha! Sterling cried. The evidence. Wait, the judge said, squinting at the bills. These bills are marked property of Lieutenant Finch, Commodore. Why were you using your adjutant's life savings to bait a trap for your own officers? That is a direct violation of the Naval Code of Conduct regarding the harassment of subordinates. Sterling turned to Finch. Finch, you traitor! I just wanted my money back, sir. Finch wailed. The case was dismissed, and Sterling was ordered to undergo sensitivity training. Chapter 6. The Ghost of the Manta Ray, 73. The final straw came when the High Command decided to transfer the crew of the Manta Ray 73 to a desolate outpost in the Arctic Circle. Sterling was overjoyed. Manesco canto se, ende, finally, to the ice with them. Let them hula for the polar bears. Briggs knew they had to save the boat. They decided to play on Sterling's secret superstition. Using hidden speakers, buckets of dry ice, and some phosphorescent paint, they transformed the Manta Ray 73 into a ghost ship. That night, as Sterling walked along the pier, a low, moaning sound drifted across the water. The 73 began to glow with an eerie green light. The engines started on their own, coughing like the spirits of drowned sailors. Silas. A voice boomed from the darkness. Silas Sterling. You have betrayed the bond of the sea. You have betrayed the bond of the sea. Sterling froze. Who's there? I have a gun. I'm a Commodore. We are the ghosts of the sailors you've sent to the brig. The voice continued. It was actually Percy, speaking through a megaphone from the bilge. If you send the 73 to the ice, we shall haunt your bismuth bottle forever. No, not the bismuth, Sterling screamed. Suddenly, a figure draped in white silk and wearing a snorkeling mask rose from the deck. I am the spirit of the Neo-Pacific. Return the crew to their post, or suffer the curse of the infinite ulcer. Sterling fell to his knees. I'll do it. I'll cancel the transfer. Just go back to the grave. Chapter 7. The payroll and the cannon. The week ended with a final, desperate scramble. The base payroll, $62,000, had arrived in a canvas bag. Percy, in a moment of extreme helpfulness, had volunteered to transport it. Naturally, he had been distracted by a beautiful girl with a heart-shaped birthmark on her ankle and had lost the bag during a sudden squall. If that money isn't found, we're all going to the scrap heap, Briggs told the crew. They tracked the thief to a local smuggling ring, but the smugglers had hidden the money in an old, ornamental cannon near the harbor. Sterling and Finch arrived just as the crew was trying to retrieve it. I've got you, Sterling yelled. Trying to fire a cannon at the Commodore? That's mutiny. Sir, no, the money is inside, Briggs shouted. Just then, a rogue firework from a nearby celebration landed in the cannon's touch hole. Boom! Instead of a cannonball, a cloud of $62,000 in small bills erupted into the air, raining down over the Isle of Echoes like green snow. Sterling stood in the middle of the downpour, catching a $20 bill in his mouth. Well, Briggs said, leaning against the pier. Sterling looked at the money, then at Briggs, then at the lizard Barnaby, who was currently chewing on Sterling's shoe. Finch, Sterling whispered. Yes, sir, get me my bismuth. And call the Archduke. I think I'm ready to retire. But as the sun set over the Isle of Echoes, the crew of the Manta Ray 73 was already planning their next mission. After all, they still hadn't found those garter belts. Epilogue. Commodore Sterling eventually received his promotion, mostly so the High Command could move him to a desk job 5,000 miles away from Barnaby Briggs. Percy Pringle was promoted to senior lieutenant, primarily because no one wanted to be the one to tell him he wasn't doing a good job. And Barnaby the Lizard? He lived out his days in luxury, having developed a very refined taste for high-quality leather wallets. On the Isle of Echoes, the laughter never truly died down, mostly because the crew never quite managed to fix the ventilation system. The Azure Lagoon Chronicles, a novel of nautical nonsense and bureaucratic bedlam. Chapter 1. The Spleen of the Commodore. The tropical sun beat down on the Azure Lagoon security compound with the merciless intensity of a spotlight in an interrogation room. Deep within the air-conditioned sanctuary of the command center, a room that smelled perpetually of stale coffee and unearned self-importance, Commodore Barnaby Bellows was experiencing what his doctor frequently referred to as the imminent volcano face. His face, normally a shade of pale oatmeal, had ripened into a deep, pulsating beetroot purple. Wow, Bellows whispered, his voice trembling with a mixture of awe and fury. Wow, wow, wow. Standing across from him was Special Agent Percy Pringle, a man whose primary contribution to the security force was his ability to trip over flat surfaces. Pringle was currently holding a requisition form with the trembling fingers of a condemned man. Sir? Pringle squeaked. Garter belts. Pringle! Bellows roared, slamming his fist onto a desk covered in maps he didn't understand. You are the supply officer of this high-tech, multi-million-dollar private security firm. We protect the world's elite. We guard the most sensitive waters in the Caribbean. And you're telling me the tactical nursing staff is on strike because of a shortage of hosiery support? They said the humidity ruins the standard issue ones, sir, Pringle stammered. If the nurses need garter belts, I have to snap to it. I mean, shake a leg. Oh, you know what I mean, sir. Bellows slumped into his leather chair, clutching his stomach. What a war. This isn't a security detail. It's a daycare for delinquents. Everything is on my shoulders. And now this. He brandished a decrypted cable. Chief Inspector Sterling, better known to the underworld as Iron Jaw, is arriving today for a sneak inspection. If he sees the state of this base, he'll have my head on a pike and my pension in a shredder. Just then, the telephone on his desk jangled. Bellows snatched it up. Hello. Yes, this is Commodore Bellows. Who did you expect to find in my office? Tokyo Rose? What? The sinks in the officers' club are backing up again? So what do you expect me to do about it? I'm the commanding officer, not a plumber. Use a plunger and stop calling me. He slammed the phone down, and turned to his second-in-command, a man of profound mediocrity named Lieutenant Miller. "Miller, my stomach acid could start a car. These pills are useless. Take it easy, sir," Miller urged. "You know how they give you indigestion." Bellows' eyes suddenly lit up with a predatory, desperate gleam. "Wait, if I were sick, genuinely, medically, incapacitated, I could appoint an acting base commander, someone to face the inspector, someone to take the blame for the garter belts, the backed-up sinks, and the fact that Unit 73 hasn't cleaned a weapon since the Bush administration. And the 73, Pupak lame, Deliala, Kipatala, Oseliala, Pupatala, 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 Foseliala. Absolutely brilliant, sir. Miller nodded. "I do look sort of sick to you, don't I?" Bellows asked, suddenly, leaning back and feigning a faint. "Terribly sick, sir. I'll call the medic right away." "Not just any medic," Bellows hissed. "Call Commander Malone. Tell him he's in charge. Tell him the supreme test has arrived. I want Malone and his band of cutthroats to run wild. By the time Iron Jaw Sterling gets here, Malone will have destroyed his own career right in front of the inspector's eyes. It'll be the happiest illness of my life." Chapter 2. Malone's Promotion and the Garter Belt Gambit. Commander Carter Malone was not a man built for paperwork. He was built for lounging on the deck of a PT 73 Interceptor boat, wearing a shirt that was 2 buttons past professional and sipping something that definitely wasn't water. When he arrived at the Commodore's bedside, he found Bellows draped in a silk robe, groaning with the theatricality of a dying Shakespearean hero. "Oh, Malone," Bellows moaned. "The tests. They haven't given me the answers yet." Malone reached out, but Pringle, eager to help, accidentally shoved the bed crank so hard the Commodore's head nearly hit the ceiling. "Push it down! Put it down on the road!" Bellows yelled, his illness momentarily forgotten in his rage. "He was just trying to make you comfortable, sir," Malone said smoothly, suppressing a grin. "You know how concerned we are, I'm sure," Bellows wheezed. "Anyway, since I'm dying, I'm appointing you acting base commander. And Pringle here can be your executive officer." Pringle's eyes widened to the size of saucers. "Oh, boy, did you hear that, Skipper? You'll never regret this, sir." "I know," Bellows smirked into his pillow. As Malone and Pringle exited the office, they were immediately swamped. A frantic technician ran up to them. "The sinks, sir. The Petty Officers Club is flooded." "Hold it, Chief." Malone raised a hand. "I'm on the phone." "But, sir," Pringle interrupted, holding a separate line. "The nurses' garter belts. We found them. They were mislabeled as tactical slingshots in the warehouse." "Good news," Malone told the person on his end. "We found the items. Send them to the nurses' quarters immediately. And Pringle, tell the maintenance crew to keep their heads down during the rifle range exercises. Apparently, the drainage pipes run right through the line of fire. The chaos was just beginning." Within the hour, Malone's crew, the Lagoon Leopards, had decided that acting commander was code for all-day party. "Skip!" shouted Grizzly Gus, the crew's resident moonshiner. "The boys want permission to throw a little shindig. We can rake in a pile of dough. Can't you see we're busy?" Malone snapped, though his eyes were twinkling. "But as far as I'm concerned, tell the boys full speed ahead. Action is what this base needs. To the moon, Skip." Gus cheered, sprinting off to open the compound's secret supply of medicinal room. Chapter 3. The Grand Duke and the Hula Illusion. The arrival of the Grand Duke of Verdun Shores was supposed to be the jewel in the Azure Lagoon's crown. Instead, it was a slow-motion train wreck involving high-velocity hula dancers and a misunderstanding of epic proportions. The Commodore, watching from his sickbed window, rubbed his hands together. The Leopards have turned this place into a Roman orgy, complete with half-dressed girls and illegal gambling. Iron Jaw Sterling will be here any minute. Malone is as good as dead, but Malone had caught wind of the inspection. He had been tipped off by Lieutenant Nurse Wilson, who had arrived at his beach office in a swimsuit, claiming the Commodore sent her for a health swim. "I get it now," Malone realized, pacing the sand. Bellows is sitting pretty in the hospital, while I'm left on the griddle to be clobbered by Sterling. Boys, we have work to do. Get those girls out of here. Put them in the air raid shelter. But Skip, Pringle cried. The Grand Duke's plane just landed. He's on his way over in a jeep. Move it, Malone ordered. When the Grand Duke stepped out of his transport, he was met by a base that appeared, at least on the surface, to be the pinnacle of military discipline. Welcome to Azure Lagoon, Your Excellency, Malone said, standing at stiff attention. Acting Commander Malone at your service, and Special Agent Pringle, Executive Officer, at your command. Pringle barked, accidentally saluting with a sandwich in his hand. What the devil is that thing around your neck? The Duke asked, pointing to a floral lei Pringle had forgotten to remove. An old native custom, sir, Malone lied quickly. A gesture of protection. Nonsense. The Duke huffed. I heard Bellows was ill. I shall pay my respects to him first. In the hospital wing, Bellows was practically vibrating with excitement. As the Duke and Malone entered, Bellows pointed a trembling finger at Malone. Admiral, Your Excellency, you must check the air raid shelter. Malone looked concerned. He's delirious, sir. High fever. I'll get a doctor. Don't you weasel out of this. Bellows screamed. There are girls in the shelter. We saw them. The Duke, intrigued, insisted on an inspection. They marched to the bunker, Malone, sweating under his collar. But the leopards had been fast. When the heavy steel door creaked open, there were no dancers. Instead, there were 20 men in full tactical gear, furiously cleaning gas masks. An air raid drill, sir, Malone explained calmly. Standard procedure. Bellows' jaw hit the floor. But the closet. There was a girl in my closet. The Duke sighed. Binghamton, I mean. Bellows, you are clearly suffering from combat fatigue. Or perhaps it's the high blood pressure. Get back in bed. Malone, shall we proceed to the laundry? The laundry, sir? Malone asked, a cold sweat breaking out. He knew for a fact that the moonshine still was currently bubbling in the industrial dryers. Of course. Right this way. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Conspiracy. The acting commander stint was becoming a permanent headache for Malone, especially when Bellows decided to convene a fitness board to have Pringle dishonorably discharged for accidentally torpedoing a garbage scow. He thought it was an enemy midget sub-camouflaged as potato peels. He's finished. Kaput. Done. Bellows laughed from his office. We need to jolly him up, Grizzly Gus suggested back at the leopard's den. If the boss is in a good mood, he might promote Pringle to Admiral instead of firing him. How are we going to make that grouch smile? Pringle asked hopelessly. Malone looked at a canister. Sparky Sam had swiped from the dental clinic, nitrous oxide, laughing gas. If Bellows is hysterical, he'll sign anything. The plan was executed with the precision of a diamond heist. As Bellows sat at his desk, preparing the paperwork for Pringle's demise, Malone and his crew landscaped the bushes outside the office window. Just spraying for the dreaded frangipani flies, sir, Malone shouted through the glass. Frangipani flies? Bellows yelled, opening the window to scream. I've never heard of such a... He took a direct hit of the gas. Within 30 seconds, Bellows was leaning back in his chair, giggling uncontrollably. Oh, Malone, you're a riot, and Chucky Wucky Pringle. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. The potato juice probably had a kick like a mule. Then you'll cancel the fitness board, sir? Malone asked, shoving a document and a pen toward him. Cancel it? I'll promote him. I love everyone. I love the flies. I love the sinks. Bellows signed the papers with a flourish, adding a little drawing of a smiley face. However, the gas began to wear off just as a real high-ranking official, General Shoemaker, arrived to oversee the hearing. Bellows, Shoemaker barked. What is the meaning of this? Why are you wearing a floral lei and trying to dance with a nurse? He's... Undercover, sir, Malone jumped in, testing the base's reaction to erratic behavior. It's a disgrace, Bellows snapped, the gas finally out of his system. I want Pringle out. Look at him. He's currently standing on the roof of a jeep with a wrench. screaming about spies. Just then, a sudden siren blared. An actual enemy drone was spotted in the distance. Pringle, still slightly affected by the fumes and wanting to impress his chucky-wucky boss, grabbed a flare gun and fired wildly. By some miracle of physics and pure luck, the flare hit the drone's intake, sending it spiraling into the ocean. General Shoemaker stood in awe. Magnificent, brave. A man who stands laughing in the face of death. Bellows. How could you say this man is unfit? He's a hero. Bellows could only stare, his eyebrows twitching in a way that suggested a stroke was imminent. Chapter 5. The Alligator of Fate. The final straw for the Azure Lagoon came in the form of $62,000 in cold, hard, unmarked cash. The base payroll had arrived, and Bellows, determined to trap Malone once and for all, decided to use the money as bait. I'll leave my wallet, stuffed with marked bills, right where those thieves will find it, Bellows whispered to Miller. Then, when they spend it at the casino, wham, brig time. But the Azure Lagoon had a resident that Bellows hadn't accounted for. Sydney. Sydney was an 8-foot American alligator that Pringle had befriended with a steady diet of his mother's homemade peanut butter sandwiches. While Malone and the leopards were busy having a luau on a remote stretch of the beach, Sydney had gone for a stroll. He found the Commodore's wallet lying in the grass. Being an alligator of refined tastes, he didn't eat the money. He simply carried the leather pouch in his mouth like a prize. "Sir!" Pringle screamed, running into the leopard's camp. Sydney ate the Commodore. "What?" Malone jumped up. "I saw Sydney with the Commodore's ID card in his mouth. That's all that's left of him." The crew went into a panic. They loved their boss's misery, but they didn't want him digested. They raced back to the base, only to find Bellows very much alive and screaming for their arrest. "I've got you. Theft of the payroll." "I found my ID card in your shack, Pringle." "But sir," Malone argued, "it wasn't us. It was Sydney. He's an alligator. He stole your wallet." "Ali, an alligator stole $62,000? Bellows sneered. "And I suppose he's currently at the racetrack betting on the 5th race? Take them to the court-martial." The trial was a circus. Pringle acted as his own defense attorney. "I object," Pringle shouted. "On what grounds?" the judge asked. "Temporary insanity. The alligator who stole the wallet was crazy about peanut butter." The courtroom erupted in laughter. Bellows was turning a shade of purple that scientists hadn't yet named. "Sir, this is ridiculous. Tell this stupid agent to stop with the alligator story." "Not until you apologize to Sydney," Pringle yelled. Suddenly, the doors of the courtroom burst open. "Exhibit A for the defense," Malone announced. The alligator hissed, and out of its mouth dropped a soggy, leather wallet. The judge opened it. Inside were $62,000 in marked bills and a small, half-eaten peanut butter sandwich. The judge looked at Bellows. "Commodore, it appears you tried to frame your own officers using a tactical alligator and a peanut butter sandwich. This court is dismissed, and I suggest you take a long, long vacation." As the leopards led Sydney back to the lagoon, Malone clapped Pringle on the back. "You know, Pringle," Malone smiled, watching Bellows being led away by medics. "You might be a disaster, but you've got the best legal team in the Caribbean." "Thanks, Skip," Pringle beamed. "Do you think Sydney can be a special agent now?" Malone looked at the alligator, who was currently trying to eat a nearby lawn chair. "Why not? He's already got more brains than Bellows." And as the sun set over the Azure Lagoon, the sound of popping champagne corks echoed across the water. All according to regulations, of course. Epilogue, the aftermath. Commodore Bellows was eventually transferred to a desk job in a desert outpost, where the nearest water was a leaky faucet. Pringle continued to trip over air. And Commander Malone, well, he stayed on the 73, guarding the lagoon, keeping the moonshine bubbling and ensuring that no garter belt shortage would ever again threaten the security of the free world. It was, after all, just another day in paradise. The archipelago of absurdity, a tale of salt, sunk costs, and sociopathic command. Chapter 1. The Commodore's Ulcer. The sun over Pandemonium Atoll didn't just shine, it interrogated. It beat down with a relentless, accusatory heat that turned the steel of the naval base into a frying pan and the souls of its inhabitants into something resembling overcooked calamari. Commodore Sterling Vane. A man whose face was perpetually frozen in the expression of someone who had just inhaled a very expensive, very rotten lemon, paced his office. He was the commander of the 4th Fleet's least prestigious outpost, and he felt every bit of that lack of prestige in his marrow. "Garter belts, Barnaby!" Vane shrieked, slamming a fist onto a desk covered in requisition forms. "The nurses are demanding garter belts." "I am a graduate of the academy. I was trained to command destroyers, to outmaneuver the enemy, to write history in the smoke of naval batteries. And here I am, the chief logistics officer for feminine hosiery." His adjutant, Ensign Barnaby Bumble, stood at a precarious version of attention. Barnaby was a man whose primary relationship with gravity was one of mutual misunderstanding. He looked like he had been assembled from spare parts of other, more competent sailors. "Sir, they say the humidity ruins the elastic," Barnaby squeaked. "It's a strategic necessity. A morale booster." "I'll show you morale," Vane roared. Then he stopped. "The sink backing up in the mess hole, sir? No, you idiot. The sound of my career ending. I just got word. High Admiral Ironside Irons is coming. A sneak inspection. Today." Vane collapsed into his chair, clutching his stomach. "Ironside doesn't inspect. He purges. He'll look at this island, this den of iniquity, this tropical landfill, and he'll have me court-martialed before the first coconut falls. Barnaby." A spark of desperate genius lit up Vane's eyes. "Wait. If I'm dying medically speaking, I can't be held responsible for the state of the base. I'll appoint an acting commander, someone to take the fall, someone so incompetent, so utterly disastrous, that Irons will be too busy shouting at him to notice me." He looked out the window toward the docks, where the scallywag, 99, a beat-up patrol boat, was currently being used as a drying rack for a dozen colorful floral shirts. "Commander Mac Maverick," Vane whispered. "The Fox of the Pacific. He's going to be my sacrificial lamb." Chapter 2. The Fox Takes the Bait. Commander Mac Maverick was a man who lived by 3 simple rules. Never bet against a straight flush, never trust a menu without pictures, and never, ever, work harder than the local wildlife. When Mac was summoned to the Commodore's deathbed, he found Vane draped in a silk robe, surrounded by empty pill bottles and a very confused-looking medic. "Mac, old friend." Vane wheezed, looking about as sick as a man who had just won the lottery but didn't want to share. "The doctors, they say it's the tropical tremors. I'm incapacitated. The base needs a leader. Someone with grit. Someone who isn't Barnaby." Mac leaned against the door frame, a toothpick dangling from his lips. He knew a scam when he saw one. He had invented half of them in this hemisphere. "Gee, Commodore, that sounds serious. You should probably go to the mainland. For a year or 2. I'm appointing you acting base commander," Vane gasped. Barnaby beamed. Mac winced. As soon as Mac stepped back onto the blazing tarmac of the base, his crew swarmed him. There was Slick Sullivan, a man who could find a bottle of scotch in the middle of a desert. Tinkerbell, the mechanic who kept the scallywag. 99 running on hope and stolen lawnmower parts, and the rest of the greasers. "Skip, tell me it's true," Slick grinned. "Tell me we've got the keys to the kingdom." "The Commodore is sick," Mac said, sketching air quotes. "We're in charge until the Admiral leaves, which means we have exactly 6 hours to hide the fire dancers, fix the plumbing, and make this place look like a military installation instead of a beach party." "About the dancers, Skip," Tinker said, rubbing his neck. "We sort of hid them in the air raid shelter. And the shelter is, well, it's currently being used to store the black market pineapple wine." "Of course it is," Mac sighed. "Barnaby, go to the office. Pretend to be busy. If the phone rings, tell them the Commodore is in a coma. If the Admiral arrives, tell him the Commodore is in a deeper coma." Chapter 3. The Sultan and the Secret Beach. The chaos of Pandemonium Atoll was interrupted the following day by a vessel that looked like a floating palace. It was the Sultan of Marami, a local dignitary with a temper shorter than a fuse, and 3 daughters who were currently the main topic of conversation in every bunk room on the island. The Sultan's plane had suffered engine trouble, a polite way of saying the pilot had been bribed with Mac's vintage rum to land on the island. Commodore Vane, suddenly feeling much better now that there was a chance for